The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey, let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pig!
Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the Hard Rock Stadium in beautiful Miami, Florida, the home of the Orange Bowl. Tonight, football is the topic of conversation on this particular show damn near every single day because football never stops. And you want to talk about football never stopping, how can you not talk about what's happening tonight? The semifinals of the college football playoff kick off on this beautiful Bermuda grass right here behind me. Now, I was told that this grass was laid specifically for this game, so tonight should be absolutely fantastic. We're being told from our source says it's going to be about 50-50 tonight in this stadium. We're going to have half Notre Dame, half Penn State, and this place is going to be electrifying as two heavyweights will slug it out. The trenches will probably win this game, or will the quarterbacks win this particular game? We'll talk about that and so much more. We got Drew Rosenhouse, who I think actually owns a piece of Miami, stopping by in about 20 minutes. Called him about an hour and a half ago. And he was actually taking his jet ski to get service right now, actually, Pat. And we asked if he could swing by to come chit-chat with us, and he said absolutely. Obviously, Drew Rosenhouse is plugged in everywhere, not only in Miami and the NFL, but he's a pretty big focal point of a lot of conversations. Obviously, Tyreek Hill, everything going on down in Miami. Drew's a Miami guy, very connected to the Dolphins. How's that unfolding? We shall see. But also tonight's game, Abdul Carter, okay, pass rusher from Penn State. He's about 6'14". He's probably going to run a 4.2. He's got an elite bend and power. He's a game changer, game wrecker for the Penn State Nittany Lions. He's repped by Drew Rosenhouse. Will he be playing tonight? How much will he be playing tonight? What is he expecting? And is there any business thoughts behind a lot of these decisions? And then obviously the entire NFL slate will have to be picked because we're off tomorrow. And we're going to have a blast. We can't thank the ESPN people enough for the setup here on the field in Hard Rock Stadium at the Orange Bowl. We're going to be doing a simulcast live tonight on ESPN2. We're living the dumbest lives of all time, and obviously I'm very lucky to be doing it alongside a great cast of characters. The talk to tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Con man, only one up here not wearing a hood.
Yeah, I felt like it was...
You are muted.
I was. I knew.
You are muted still. So I believe, let's go back to the truck there. Foxy, can you tell Nick that Connor is on Darius's microphone, which is the guest microphone, I do believe. There was, from what I was told, a little bit of chaos in the truck behind the scenes. And I think that's potentially because we have forced people to travel down here early that normally don't have to set up until college game day to do this entire thing. So we appreciate the amount of work that has been taking place.
They're working on it.
They're working on it.
Nice.
Oh, there it is.
There you go.
Yeah, no hoodie. I felt like as a New England guy to come down here to Miami at Soft Rock Stadium and just kind of cement my. You heard me. A lot has been coming out. I'm sure it'll come up at some point. But this isn't a hard rock stadium. This is a very soft rock stadium, and they're rocking softs when they're in here too. By the way, yeah, not much full chubs.
Little soft rock. We got the Eagles down here.
Yeah, I'd say, but it's great to be down here. It really is. It's crazy, and we were looking at the layout before. Last game at the Rose Bowl, maybe we're standing in front of some people that were pretty pissed off about it. Front row, you're paying a lot of money.
Good call.
When you look around here,
NFL stadiums.
Boom, little raised. So we're going to have no issues whatsoever. We're not going to annoy anybody, get in anybody's way. I'm sure we'll annoy people with the things that we say, but it's still going to be awesome, and hopefully it's a great game.
Yeah, I hope it's a great game. We'll go. At Ty Schmidt, you're in a hoodie right now, Green Bay Packers fan from Iowa.
Sure.
I saw you on the plane ride in here. Boy, you were zonked.
Yeah, I was snoozing.
Yeah, it was nice. Was it the real American beer, brother, or was it the 3-month-old that's potentially catching up to the schedule that's currently taken?
Yeah, more so that. Didn't get to bed last night until about 11 when she went to bed. I put her down at about 6:45, so that's about 5 hours of
checking her every two minutes and having to pick her up and hold her, try to shush her. So yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I wore the sweatshirt thinking, hey, I'm gonna pop the top right when I get down here. We're going to Miami. We're going to the Caribbean. It's gonna be beautiful to get.
Especially with what we're going through.
Exactly. We got to
cold. Yeah. Now, obviously, nothing in comparison, but it's still cold.
Bitter cold
as hell. Yeah.
But you get down here, it's 40 degrees, and listen, you start to get a little bit older, you get a little bit softer. Okay, it's just the way it is. We're all from cold weather cities.
Agreed.
We've put in our time. We've done that. So it's a real treat when you get to come down to a place like Miami because you're expecting 75. You're expecting sun. And it's sunny, but boy, I tell you what, 40, it might as well be 25.
This is March 15th, March 16th.
Yes.
That's a little bit of a hello, from the spring, but it's certainly better than what the bitter cold was. Didn't expect it for sure, but obviously Notre Dame and Penn State would be very comfortable in these particular conditions, especially with how the grass is going to be. Let's go to one half of the hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys AP tone. You had to put your votes in for all your AP awards. Did you get it right?
Yeah, I got it right.
Really? I heard there was a little bit of waffling.
There was no waffling.
I heard there was some waffling.
There was 100% conviction. What?
Go ahead.
9-year NFL vet, host of Everything DB, Good D, Bad D. The man who launched yesterday his All Everything DB team, where there was some arguments to be made on the internet about who got left off the team there. What were you saying there a little bit?
His picks. We talked about him putting his picks in, and I don't know if you can say them publicly.
I cannot.
Okay, I don't
they
think
will be
I didn't think he could.
NFL honors.
Yeah, NFL honors.
They probably shift the sports books, but I didn't love some of them. But hey, these picks are tough, and a lot of
you found out what his
I don't know what's happening right here, but this is bullshit.
Well, that's what you signed up for, pal.
Yeah, that's right.
You got an AP vote. Look at me, AP tone. That's what it was happening.
Peeking over shoulders.
Listen, I did. I watched my own film. I watched my all 22. I did my stat research.
NFL Plus Premium, NFL Pro.
But for all the I would have been dumb not to consult you, Pat, first for the special teams.
Yeah, I know who he picked too.
Yep, I would have been dumb not to consult Darius Butler for the secondary.
Joey Sly?
AQ for the offensive line position. I didn't consult AJ for linebacker.
That's bullshit.
I don't respect him as a player or a person.
Whoa!
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, that's college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup winner, AJ Hawk.
Hey.
Why don't you respect AJ Hawk? That's unbelievable.
No, I do. I just like to jag him off, take a couple shots.
You're just jagging him off all night.
Yeah, we got to sit next to each other.
That was with a G, not with a CK.
Okay.
But no, I submitted those yesterday. I feel good about all of them. I'll be honest, Defensive Player of the Year was the most difficult one, but I feel good about it.
Okay, that's good. AJ, you're a college football national champion. The college football semifinals will be kicking off this evening here, 7:30, Hard Rock Stadium. Some people saying
Soft Rock.
Good start time.
Great start time. Now, for the West Coast, obviously, we would like to send, before we go any further, that the happening in California right now with those fires is straight out of maybe the most scary nightmare situation that I could fathom. It feels like, just from what we have been able to see on the internet and whatever the algorithm is kind of popping in front of us as we're all witnessing this live in real time together, feels like these fires are obviously very devastating, but then with the winds, they're just going anywhere. So I think everybody is kind of either on guard or trying to evacuate, or and then the water thing that's happening. We would just like to say, I know this doesn't probably mean anything, but we will try to be the dipshits on your phone screen right now if you're evacuated or in a hotel somewhere and trying to make those decisions. We are so sorry you're going through what you're going through right now, and we hope that sports and us being dumbasses can be a little bit of an escape. That is what we hope for, and I don't even know how the hell that all goes and gets fit. That is devastation on another level. We are so sorry you're going through it, from all of us. All right. Now, with that being said, tonight here at Hard Rock Stadium, the Orange Bowl is obviously a very coveted BCS championship. It's been big for a long time. Tonight, it's kicking off the semifinal of the first ever 12-team playoff. AJ, is it the right 4 teams? And how do you feel about this particular game kicking off the semifinals? Because this is going to have a style of football, and tomorrow night's going to have a style of football. Very different, I think, personally, AJ.
Yeah, I think the right 4 teams are here, but that's such a subjective thing. Whoever you ask will have their own opinion on that, I guess. But I don't know if you guys noticed, this is a fast track tonight, and tonight is going to be.
How do you know? You got kicked off it earlier.
You did.
I wanted to get a feel for it, though. You could play with turf shoes out here and be okay. The grass is so nice. So I know this game is going to be a physical, pound 'em game, old school, throwback type football. But on this nice little fast track, look for just a couple shots over
the top. It's going down, 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 down.
That's fine.
Stronger tape.
Roman's got it. No problem at all. Roman's got it. He's an absolute beast.
Hold it in.
That guy works on the road like 8 days a week.
Nonstop.
Yeah, just
Nuke.
stage stuff.
You just told me he's supposed to be here today, Texas tomorrow, and then wherever the Monday night NFL playoff game is going to be. He'll be
Yeah,
there,
put that on all season, and then
Oh.
I think college game day during basketball as well. He's doing the whole thing, and he will mop this stage right here in between every single set, like for a game. He is absolute weapon over there. And I called him Matt on my Instagram story because I called him Rule actually, because that's how I was introduced to him.
That'll happen.
And then his actual name is Rule Min, and then I just kind of pieced together. I think Nebraska,
Sure, head coach.
college ball, and I said shout out to Matt Ruleman. And then all of a sudden it became a full talking point, obviously. So now I do call him Matt.
Yeah, have
Still
to.
have to at this point. I've
As
said
will we.
Nickname.
but his name is Mike. That is certainly what his name is. Great. He's a weapon.
Yeah.
I think he.
He's going to need more tape. I'm just going to
It's
say
getting a
that
little
now.
breezy. It is
He's a
getting a
weapon,
little
but
breezy.
that thing's coming down, and I wouldn't be surprised if that one comes down.
No,
too.
I think the breeze is coming this way. It feels like it is a. So whenever, what is it called? Whenever it's the same on one side and the other.
An anagram?
Mirrored?
Synchronicity?
Perpendicular.
Asymmetrical.
No, that's the opposite. That's a T.
I'm not talking about being parallel either. I'm talking about things
Symmetrical.
Symmetrical.
Boom.
There it is. Symmetrical is the right answer. Shout out. I don't know if is that arithmetic. No, that is.
That's math.
That's some sort of math. I don't think
Geometry, maybe.
There it
it's
is.
geometry. Yeah.
Shapes.
Arithmetic is the plus minus.
Diagram
Correct.
theorem, yeah.
But since it is symmetrical,
Yes.
normally whatever it's doing up top, it's doing the ups on the bottom. You know, so then whenever
right.
there's something that's kind of so if it's going this way, it's going this way. If it's going this way, it's going this way. You see, if it's symmetrical, then whenever something is opened up on one side, that's whenever you start getting the
This place is awesome.
swirlers. This is a beautiful
You
stadium.
guys like new sod? Did you like playing on new sod? Because I know sometimes it could get a little slippery. I don't know if the sod father or the sod son who messed up the Super Bowl a couple years back did this or not, but I mean it looks nice.
It does look great. I'm not a fan of like brand new sod just because I feel like you always get those lines and those little grooves in between. You want it to be as smooth
Oh, the
as
seams.
possible.
The seams. Were
Yeah, the seams.
You got
I
to
don't
make sure
know.
those
You
seams
can
are
kinda
nice
see
and
'em.
tight.
I was trying because they were explaining to me as I was walking on one of the security guards over here who kicked AJ off the field immediately.
Correct.
As soon as AJ got here, he just he went right to the thing and even did like a little cut thing. And he's wearing these boots and he won't lift them up because we'll ask him to do it. But they got little tiny studs on them. They're kind of like Nike Air Force One high top boots that he's wearing.
Ready for whatever.
Always wears them, literally.
Every color.
Whatever. And he went up there and he checked it a little bit, and that's why his first takeaway was fast track here. AJ put the helmet back on for a second. He's like, God damn, I can fuck fly around down here tonight. D-But you said you would like it a little bit broken in, maybe. Like a
little bit broken in,
like
yeah.
a shoe or like a ball or something. Maybe a little bit more give, a little bit more take, and you know what's there.
Exactly. But hey, these guys are pros. I'm sure they've done a great
Whoa.
job.
You're saying that they're student human
Yeah, come on.
paid
Come
athletes.
on, not yet.
means the grounds crew.
The grounds crew. Come on.
Oh, yeah, we saw 'em.
Stephen
They are
Ross.
pros.
Stephen Ross not running a Mickey Mouse organization here. No offense.
Are you sure?
But,
On
Hard
that
Rock
note,
Stadium,
let's
it's
talk about
beautiful.
Miami.
Come on now. Yeah. Ice skating weather down here.
You
D-But,
feeling
so-
like lacing them up?
I want to talk about you being back home here. Mm-hmm. First of all, pumped that you traveled with us.
Hell yeah.
Pumped to be here.
Yeah, it was good.
yeah.
Like coming back down to Miami too. Mm-hmm. I thought it was gonna be much warmer.
Yes.
No doubt.
I really did.
Brought
You're wearing a
sunglasses.
tank top. You got the Miami.
Yeah, I didn't
flowers
even
on.
pack anything else because we got to go here to Dallas. We got one bag. We got to fit a couple of sport coats in there because we're trying to be professional. College game days on, obviously in there, so not less space. Then
This
no
is
other
bad-
options.
This is as bad as it gets. This is bad. Like, it would be hilarious. If you guys are from cold weather places, if you can see how we send our kids to school when it's this cold outside, the jackets and the North Face and the gloves. We saw the security. He had gloves on coming in here. So this is as bad as it gets. You saw yesterday it was announced, I believe, the Panthers and the Rangers have the Winter Classic because, you know, it gets a little chilly down here. Now, it is hockey town down here. We are still the champs, right?
Okay, Stanley Cup champs. Yeah, one
Just making
Lordo.
sure y'all know that. So this is as bad as it gets, though. It's still beautiful.
Okay, it is beautiful. It's much nicer than what we came from, but this is winter storm. What's her?
Cora.
Huh?
Cora, and she is a devilish bitch.
Well, she is, isn't she? She's so cold.
Yeah.
She's so cold.
Yes.
What is her problem?
I don't know. You know, I thought we were out of it. We get 12 inches of snow. It's like, okay, finally, we're good. I opened up my phone this morning. Hey, guess what? Indianapolis, you're getting 4 to 5 more inches come Friday. And this is all over the Midwest. Dallas,
Yeah.
Dallas is
In
getting a
comparison, absolutely nothing. But it is cold in Miami. It's also very cold in Dallas. They're getting a snowstorm the night before the Cotton Bowl down there. And I think everybody immediately thinks back to the Super Bowl that took place down there between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Green Bay Packers. Who won that Super Bowl?
Here we go.
Steelers. Here we go. Pittsburgh won
the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Lost?
No, we won 27-21. Aaron had a chance to drive down at the end to win it. He threw an interception, I believe, and the Steelers won.
Who intercepted it?
Brian Clark.
Ike,
Ryan. I think they both did, actually.
Together.
They had the hands on
4
it.
hands.
Oh, that's why you don't respect. That's okay. I get it now.
What?
I get it now. I get where it comes from.
Oh, did you win it?
Yeah, I believe the Packers won that one, right?
How was that in Dallas whenever there was a snowstorm everywhere? Legitimately.
They shut it down. I've been to Texas 2 different times in a snowstorm. My buddy Anthony Schlegel got married there my junior year in college. He said, "Oh, it's always warm. It never snows." And we got there, boom, snowstorm for that, his wedding. And then I came back for the Super Bowl. And we got there on Sunday the week before, Monday, and there was, they're putting sand down on the roads. Now we heard they're brining the roads, so that should be good.
They did that up in Michigan. I saw somebody sent me a picture of one of these things brining. And it's like, I think we're at the point, hopefully, where we're able to create something to stop this stuff.
You would think.
I hope.
You would
Heat the roads. I thought we figured it out.
Yeah, I don't know if we're ever going to be able to do that. Let's talk about, let's get back to the story of Miami, because I just saw a Miami legend kind of walk by here. There was a press conference that happened with McDaniel and Greer where something was said, D-Butch, and is this just becoming like a trend now, I do wonder, right? It feels like there's a lot more openly criticizing of like a culture, pretty much. Here's Coach McDaniel talking about what's going on here in Miami.
I can find people till they're blue in the face. I can take their money. I can yell at them. But until they understand that part of the reason that we're in the position is controllable, and we have to, with absolute certainty and zero tolerance for anything else, we have to clean the controllables up, and we can have a chance to have success together. So certain specific individuals that I don't think it was across the board. There was a lot of guys that had certain fines before that didn't have any. There were some people that had multiple that I think there's different ways to kind of counteract that. Bringing it up as a team and continue to find guys wasn't enough. So I'm not going to continue to just place all blame on even some of the small list of individuals that were multiple offenders. I'm going to adjust my process and make sure that it's team-wide knowledge. Anytime that things are done that aren't in the best interest of winning football games.
Okay, so he said a lot there, I think, to anybody that, is a fan of the Dolphins or just somebody that follows the NFL very closely. He's basically saying, yeah, I fine people, but they just don't care. Just pay the fine. Yeah, these guys get making so much money. The fine schedule is nowhere near enough to actually change how people are acting. So joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who not only be able to speak about this particular situation, because I feel like he is synonymous with this entire city and certainly this football team, but not just this football team, the entire NFL and now college, because of his business acumen being so damn impressive. Billions and billions of dollars negotiated. Ladies and gentlemen, Drew Rosenhouse.
Great to be here. Sorry my hair's messed up. I had to jog through security to get here. The stadium's not open yet, so we pulled this off.
I had no idea if you were going to be able to. If anybody was, it would have been you because of our experience getting in here.
Listen.
I mean, us getting in here was damn near impossible. We were on the G1 track. Okay, we were going around turn 4 twice.
Turn 4, hey, took a couple hot laps.
And there's a barrier on the other side. You go from turn 4, now you're going in turn 5. Now you see turn 6, and then bang, shut you down. Do I want to go through the walk bridge to get to the other side where there might be a barrier, or do I not? That we turned back around, that we couldn't get in, that we had to find an entrance. Shout out to the people here at Hard Rock Stadium making it happen, because I don't think they were expecting to have to let us in. They certainly did, and thank you for joining us.
I'm glad I still have hair, Pat. In this job, representing, it's tough, man. I've been doing this 36 years. So we just talked about, you're dealing with a lot of different personalities. And the three of you can relate. You've been on teams. And as an agent, you absorb a lot of chaos and help to try and create some order. but it is stressful.
Yeah, you're a solution finder. I think deal makers are that in business. All the best business people that I know are deal makers. Deal makers are able to look at one side and say, hey, is this worth it to you? And then to this person, this is the only thing holding this up. Can you make it happen? Deal makers are not everywhere. Deal makers are a talent. Deal makers are very slim to be at a very elite level. You're one of them. So let's talk about a couple of the situations happening with the Dolphins and with your people. You and Tyreek Hill, obviously.
Yep.
Okay, have a very deep relationship. You and the Miami Dolphins have a very deep relationship.
Yep.
When McDaniel says that type of thing, after hearing all the rumors about what was happening with Tyreek down here in Miami, whether he didn't feel appreciated or he felt like his career was wasting away or he was not as sick, but he's promoting a store, all these rumors that were hitting the internet about Tyreek, and then him not playing, then him saying, I'm out after the game. Where should we be viewing the entire situation at? You think, how should we be viewing the entire situation down here?
So let's back up to training camp. Tyreek's scrimmaging with the Washington Commanders, and he breaks his wrist. We have top wrist doctors saying to Tyreek, you need to get this operated on, you're going to miss the season. Tyreek says to me and the Dolphins, I'm not going to miss the season. I'm going to play. I want to be here for my team. The doctors all said it's going to be painful. It could impact your entire career. If you don't get it done now, you may not be able to fix it all the way. Tyreek said, hey, the heck with it. I'm a team guy. I'm going for it. This hampered him all year long. He deserves a lot of credit. Tyreek is very passionate. Anyone I've ever represented that was great was passionate. They cared. What you see with Tyreek is very genuine. He wants to win. It's not good enough for him not to make the playoffs. He's very passionate. I think at the end of the day, he's committed to this Dolphin football team. He had an excellent meeting with Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel. I believe that Tyreek is a great asset to the Dolphins, and I think he's the least guy that people should be worried about for this organization. They have many more worries. Tyreek Hill's not one of them.
Okay, so it was heat of the moment, you think, post-game, Tyreek Hill understanding what the gravity of the situation is with the team that he's on, which immediately led to people saying, when you took the big check to go to Miami instead of staying at Kansas City, you kind of said that you didn't want to win. You wanted the biggest paycheck, is what people started saying. But I don't think that stops you from still wanting to put up massive, legendary numbers and being historic and everything like that, especially with the Tua-led McDaniel offense. I assume that's how you feel.
Listen,
so in the heat of the emotion, when he feels like he wasted a season, he says that answer after wasn't the story.
Yeah, he didn't want to do the interview initially.
He didn't want to talk to anybody, and then they're like, no, you kind of have to almost. And then he went out there, and you think Chris Greer and McDaniel are able to get over that, and teammates are able to get over that particular moment?
So let's back up a little bit. Tyreek's first 2 years with the Dolphins were epic. The best back-to-back seasons in NFL history.
Hung 70 on Denver.
Number one player. Top player in the league.
Tyreek was the NFL Player of the Year last year. So I think he made a very good decision to go to the Dolphins. He was historical the last 2 years. Look, Tua missed 6.5 games this year. Tyreek's playing with an injured wrist. He still was 40 yards away from 1,000 yards. He was the second alternate to the Pro Bowl. Did a lot of great things under the circumstance. Eclipsed 11,000 yards. I'm proud of the toughness. Yeah. He showed up for every game. There are a lot of guys that didn't play for this football team. He showed up. Throw out the comments after the game. You're emotional. The guys on the team know Tyreek is a competitor. He's there for them. We represent 13 guys on the team. Not one of them has a complaint about Tyreek.
Okay. D-But's got a question.
Still wants to be a Dolphin. That's the most important thing.
So let me just say this. I've got to have that conversation with Tyreek.
Okay.
I'm not going to speak for him.
Gotcha.
We'll discuss that. That's going to be really something that we work out over the... I'm not going to say he does, he doesn't.
Gotcha.
That's a discussion I'm going to have with him that I haven't had yet, guys.
Okay. So, future pro, I want to ask you about, because now you represent college guys, one of the top pass rushers in the league, well, coming into the league this year. Hopefully we see him tonight. We'll see with Abdul Carter. How do you balance... obviously you're in charge of their business, but guys wanting to play, wanting to finish the season with the game, you get to this point. We saw Cam Ward play a half, then sit out a half. How do you balance that, giving them that best advice and obviously letting them make their own decision?
Well, this is a straightforward situation. Abdul Carter is an NIL client of ours. We hopefully will represent him in the upcoming draft, but that won't happen until he's done playing college.
Those are two completely different.
Exactly,
Gotcha.
two different. But from an NIL capacity,
That's smart from the athlete's standpoint, I think.
Absolutely. NIL does not carry into the NFL. So Abdul's still going to have to make that decision. But we would obviously be honored to represent him because I believe he's going to be one of the first picks of the draft. But to your question, D-Butt, relative to tonight's game, if this guy can play physically, if there's a chance, he will do it. I've been an NFL agent for 36 years. This is absolutely one of the toughest human beings I've ever been affiliated with. Just watch this guy play. Yeah. He plays so hard every snap. If he can go, he'll go. But he has a legitimate shoulder injury. And Franklin came out and said, hey, it's a game-time decision. It really is. You guys played a long time in the NFL. You know there are game-time decisions where you got to go out there. You got to warm up. You got to feel it. You don't know whether or not you can do it. That is going to be something that'll happen in a couple hours.
That's a potential game-changing workout before the game, obviously, with Abdul Carter. He can.
Massive.
Oh, yeah. And he can.
Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year.
He's unbelievable.
Special
Unbelievable.
guy.
AJ has a question for you, Drew.
Sure.
Drew, how different is it now with this? You say you're representing these guys as NIL clients. Obviously, you want them to stick around and you want to represent them in the league. But how early are you recruiting players now? Is it different by state, also coming out of high school? How does it all work now compared to maybe 8 years ago?
So it's so different when we recruited you guys. We started recruiting guys out of college, their junior year, their senior year. Now we got to start with high school guys, okay? Mason Graham is a great football player that we signed this year. We started representing Mason as a freshman at the University of Michigan.
So good. Game record.
But he's amazing, but that's just
guy.
NIL. It's just
NIL we started, and when his season ended, he hired us to represent him for the draft.
So it's year-to-year contracts or until you become a pro?
It really,
everybody says these NIL contracts are shite right now. Do you agree with that? Or
if you're asking me, they are year-to-year. Okay, so players right now are professional football players in college. They get a new contract every year. There is free agency every year. There is no salary cap. There are no rules. The ability to transfer is almost unlimited. Guys getting paid coming out of high school. I love it. I'm for the players.
Yeah, making money.
I love it.
But there has to be some sort of system.
Absolutely. In any system, we need structure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every other professional league
in anything
has rules.
Yeah.
We have a cap. We have a structure. We have a draft order. We have waivers. We have trade deadlines. This doesn't exist in college football, so it is very chaotic. But to get back to your question, a guy like Mason Graham, we started recruiting him as a freshman, and we were fortunate to sign him when his eligibility was up. But it doesn't always work out that way. We've signed some guys that we represented for NIL, and they went another direction with their agents when they got to the draft. It's kill or be killed. We've got to earn our business every day.
Are you setting those up as the same type of contracts you would do for professional guys? Is that just kind of your model? Like, are you doing what Bill Belichick's doing at UNC, saying, hey, this is how it works in the NFL, this is how it would work with you? Or how do those kind of deals set up between you and the guy, the student human athlete out there?
Yeah, we are on a year-to-year basis. We are trying to get contracts for our clients with their colleges at the top of the market for them. We're using other players as examples. We're pushing hard.
So this rev share thing coming on April 8th, 2025 is good news for you think?
Yes.
Because you've had to battle within a salary cap and comps at positions, because I think some of these deals, if we're listening to how you're talking about it and how some people are chatting about it, like one running back will be making like, let's say $2.3 million. And then a very good running back is making a $400,000 because they don't know that is potentially taking place. Now there's going to be a market in comps and everything, right?
I love that.
So you feel good about that because now you get to showcase that
we need information.
I can get a little bit more than everybody else, right?
Absolutely. It's huge that you guys played in the NFL for a long time. We can go on the NFLPA website at any moment and know what every player's making. When we negotiate contracts, it's predicated on comps, comparables, right? It would be very valuable to have that for NIL. And also, let's have transparency.
Yes.
Let's know what guys are getting paid, what the schools are working with. I think transparency is huge, and sharing information is a big deal.
Yeah, and also having legitimate contracts, too, because there's a lot of, I'm not saying your clients.
I'm with you.
But I'm saying there's a lot of
There's a lot of issues.
Shite.
A lot of shite, allegedly, and there's like a lawsuit for what, 16 million or 10 million?
Oh, yeah.
I forget what it was.
Let's do it the right way, Pat. Let's
I
have
agree.
legit contracts. Let's know what everybody's making, and let's work for the players and the colleges and make it a good system for everyone.
Because college football is at an all-time high right now. So let's just continue to not save it, but curate it into what it can possibly become, which is an unstoppable wagon.
Yeah.
College football is a very untapped market with a lot of football fans. If you look at the differences in ratings, once again, what are those? We don't know. We're benefiting from them now. People are saying, oh, look, the ratings are up. But, who knows how those are even monitored at this stage of life. Congrats to everybody that is monitoring, though. We appreciate what you're doing. But NFL ratings, what they are, and college ratings, what they are. There is still a lot of people that love football that have yet to really dive into college ball for one reason or another. And with what it presents from an environment, an atmosphere, a buzz, a chaos.
Oh, man.
Anything can happen any week, legitimately. It's like college football is just, I know it's been huge for a long time. I'm not saying that is not the case, but I think it is in the middle of a massive, here we go. And the business side of it is going to have to be tight so that shit can continue to go.
Absolutely. You know, when you go to college games, and I go to a college game every week, I go to NFL games every week, I am blown away by the passion.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Going to your alma mater, I went to the West Virginia Penn State game. Oh, man, the atmosphere at Ohio State, UConn, it's still special.
UConn.
I mean, the Orange Bowl, where I grew up. Who are your colleges, guys?
Iowa.
All right, Iowa's amazing.
Yes,
that stadium's incredible, right?
They do the wave, which is
There's
cool.
so much passion. You go to a Wisconsin game at night, Virginia Tech. College football is a beautiful thing. The fans, the commitment, the love, the purity of it, the sheer emotion, you can't beat it. Let's keep taking care of it. Let's love it. Let's do right by the players, the coaches, the administrators, and keep that thing going for America.
Your business literally depends upon it. And how long have you been an NFL agent now?
This will be my 37th draft.
Damn. Wow.
So you've been doing college football stuff for 37 years.
Yeah.
That's kind of the
I go back to the late 80s. My first year as an agent was 1988. So represent a lot of the great Hurricanes at the old Orange Bowl. I mean, it's just beautiful college football, and I want to help it as much as I can.
Okay, who are some of the young guns you respect? Mulugeta? You respect him?
Oh, yeah. As far as other agents?
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is such a competitive business, And I'm a good competitor, so I'm not going to hype up guys that I have to recruit against. But
respect. Mulugeta probably doing the same thing. But you're 37 years in, man.
Yeah,
you are known as the guy. Rosenhouse is the guy, that's cemented. You should feel very good. Hey, congratulations.
Thank you, man. But you know what? Nothing is secure. You got to fight hard every day for your clients. You got to produce. You got to get the best deals. You got to outwork the competition.
Hell yeah.
The past means nothing in this industry.
Yesterday means nothing.
We got to battle every day to stay on top.
That's what every player needs to feel.
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
How every player on every team should feel that way.
AJ, as an agent, I have to be as competitive as my clients, fight for them every day. These guys work so hard, the three of you know it, to get out on that field. I owe it to them to battle for these guys to get everything I can.
Hell yeah.
And you guys can feel my passion and my energy.
Oh, yeah, I think so. I think so. If you're another agent, good luck. You're 37 in the middle of his prime. Conman has a question for you.
Yeah, Sean Stellato, mixing meatballs. Not loving this from you, Drew. You got the juice. It's awesome. With all that being said with college, we saw last year with the Packers, Jeff Hafley, he went from college to the pros. And then we see this year with Belichick going from, the pros, taking a year off, but then going to college. Do you think more guys will make that jump where because college is run more like a professional outfit and it's heading that way with, the structure to everything, that there will be more NFL coaches going down and vice versa, more guys from college going up?
You know what? I think it depends on the individual. Okay, so if you want to succeed in college football, you have to be able to recruit. Mm-hmm. Okay, if you are a coach that's an X's and O's guy and really good calling plays and a good teacher, hey, that's awesome. But if you can't recruit, you're not going to succeed in college football as a head coach. In the NIL era, you need money as well. So you better go to a program that's got deep pockets to pay guys. I'm guessing a guy like Jeff Hafley decided, look, Boston College, maybe we don't have the collective that we need there. Maybe I'm better served being a coordinator, making a couple $1,000,000, and the X's and O's is my strength. I can't speak for him. A guy like Belichick, he'll be successful anywhere he goes. The guy's a beast. He can make it at the NFL. He can kill it in high school. He can kill it in college. He's an all-time great. He can basically do what he wants. Look, your cohort, Nick Saban, he dominated college football.
He is my cohort.
But obviously he was not a guy that loved this new system. He has said that. So that, I think, had something to do with him stepping aside and doing media. It's made for some people. It's not for others.
Yeah, and you got like Dan Lanning and the young crew that's like the next generation of coaches coming through that are born in it, so they have to kind of buy in and work the extra hour. What's your screen time on a daily basis?
20 hours?
Honestly, how do you have the juice? What have you? 37 years into this thing, you still got the juice.
This is why I walk around with this big backup battery here, right? I mean,
just nonstop, all day, every day.
All day, man. We have.
We're recruiting. We're pitching. We're checking in on
your clients. You're dealing with injuries. You're dealing with playing time. You're dealing with the playoffs right now. You're recruiting guys. You're dealing with NIL. You're helping guys deal with their futures. Where are they going to be? Families, off the field stuff. You got to be a rock for your clients.
And you got 12 Pro Bowlers this year.
Yes, and I've got 4 little kids. So, I mean, how many of us are dads here?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys can all appreciate, that's actually made me a better agent. Having 4 kids has softened me as a human being,
yes, me too,
but made me even a better businessman. I have an even greater energy and passion. You ask me why I do it. I have a 1-year-old at home. We live in South Beach. I have a 3-year-old, a 1-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 9-year-old. I got to dominate for these guys, right? I got to pay the bills down in South Beach. It's expensive.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I'm serious. My family motivates me. I want to make them proud. I want my 3-year-old son Conan to grow up. My 1-year-old son
Conan
Robert.
is a great name.
I got to keep it going. It is. I named him after Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, so. That's what I'm saying. Conquer. Yeah, I love everything.
But I got to stick around for these guys, right? You want your kids to see you succeed and set a great example for them. So that's a big motivation. Where does my energy come from? The love of my clients, the respect and the admiration for what they've overcome to get to this point, the commitment, the passion, the energy, the toughness, their discipline, their ability. If I've got the blessing, the opportunity to help these guys, I got to give it my all.
I want to let you know this is awesome. I want to let you what you're doing right here is awesome. Yeah, because when a coach comes on the show and we ask them a question and they give just a coach answer every single time, it's like, oh, this is this person's natural way of thinking. So like perfect job. I feel like your natural way of thinking is just like, this guy or these people are the best of all time at all times, like you're pitching. With that being said, you rep Van Ginkel, right?
I do.
Hey, he's potential Defensive Player of the Year conversation.
I heard J.J. Watt on your show yesterday. Yep. He's a unique player, guys. He can rush the quarterback. He can cover. He can make interceptions. He can hit. He's sideline to sideline. He is a Viking. Right? If there was ever a Viking, this dude with the long hair, the way he plays. I mean, look at this. Van Ginkel, he tore his Liz Frank in the last game of the season last year. People wrote him off. The Vikings were smart enough. Oh, my God. He was ready for the first game, and he's put together a great year. We also represent Grenard on the other side. Aaron Jones, the running back. Those 3 guys, they added them this offseason. What additions for the football team.
Kevin O'Connell's a dog, too. Here's a video, actually, of Kevin O'Connell doing some coaching in a locker room, I believe after a loss. I mean, from what he's saying and how he's acting versus how we maybe view, like, some other coaches and how it operates. Listen to Kevin O'Connell here.
We're 0-2. We've lost by a combined 9 points. And we've lost the turnover battle 7-1. When we talk about it's all about the ball, it's gotta fucking mean something to you. Everything inside you. That's just purely holding the organization in your hands and not caring enough. We've got the leadership in this room to fix it. And we're gonna get this shit right. And we're gonna start rolling like a freight train. You guys with me?
Yes, sir.
I believe that was last season, and then obviously they come into this season and just absolutely dominate. You have a great relationship with the Vikings, it appears.
I'll tell you a story. I'm at the Combine in your great city of Indianapolis.
Beautiful city.
Hell yeah. And I meet with teams at the Combine, okay? Of course, you're talking about, business with them.
Yeah, you guys are tampering. We get it.
I won't deny that. One of the head coaches who sits in on the meeting for the Vikings, Kevin O'Connell. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to put him in a bad spot, but he blew me away. The guy is more than a coach. He's in the way that Belichick understands personnel on top of coaching and how everything comes together with signing players and getting new guys and the salary cap. O'Connell's special. He's going to be one of the greats, guys. He is really impressive.
At that combine, we also got to see him, and he came up to me, and we got a chance to chat before he went live with Rich Eisen. I think I was in there. We had Mad Mel Kiper walking around, and Kevin O'Connell walks in, and he daps me up or whatever. We have a conversation, and then he says, what's the story with Grigson? Because they had Grigson in their building, And he said, what's the story? And I basically, laid out my feelings on it all. And he goes, you should talk to him. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going out of my way to do that. Like, that is not how this is going to go. And then I walk down later, and then Grigson's there, and we have a brief conversation, like 4 to 5 minutes. I think we aired our grievances. I think it was a very, very good, from my perspective, a good conversation for us to have. And I think he's a guy that had learned from how he operated the first time he was a general manager, had a lot of success. I think the vision that he would want to have for his team and what he wanted to have for our team is one that would be very, very successful. I think the way he went about doing it was not good. Like, you have to be able to deal with people, like, whenever you're in that particular position. And I think it wasn't his strength at that time. But after talking to him and him even having that conversation with me, I think, and then hearing people around him, feels like he has learn from, just like we talk about these head coaches who get a second opportunity at it.
Yep.
It's like whenever you get an opportunity and you're too young, maybe, and we're going to talk to Michael Lombardi in the next hour. I think he'll probably have something to say about this. But when you get an opportunity and you're young, you have this vision on how it's going to go. And then whenever it just all crashes out from underneath you, just absolutely underneath you, and then you have to like rebuild yourself back up, there's probably a way to go about doing things differently. And in my eyes, I think with the style of team that he would want, if he was able to get those things proper, which are definitely fixable, I think he'd be a great GM.
He's a stud.
How many GMs do you represent? And do you?
I don't represent coaches or players or GMs because I represent players, but not coaches
and
or
GMs,
executives because it can be a conflict of interest. For example, one of our great clients over the years was Dan Morgan, and we have to now negotiate with Dan as the GM of the Panthers. I'd like Ryan Grigson. I dealt with Ryan Grigson when he was with the Colts. We got deals done for guys like T.Y. Hilton at the time, which was his first extension. I've seen him work with the Vikings as their assistant GM, working with Kwesi, the general manager. Yep. The Vikings brought in Aaron Jones, Andrew Van Ginkel, Jonathan Grenard. They extended our guy, Josh Metellus. They extended Christian Darrisaw. They brought back Dalton Risner. Reisner, we like dealing with the Vikings, and the reason for that is Coach Flores. Coach Flores is a stud. If someone can get Grigson and Flores as a package,
I think that's being pitched right now, isn't it?
You're going to win.
That's being talked about. I don't know about it being pitched, but I think that's being talked about.
Grigson's a stud,
and they both are coming off of first time, not going how we wanted to. What did we learn? And
tough, too.
Tough, both of them.
Hard is. I got a question for you on that note. You obviously been in the game since, you said, the late 80s. And I know from the outside looking in, it may just be more cameras, more microphones, more people talking about it. But from your perspective, do you feel like the players are as, like, accountable or as tough or as they've always been? Because I feel like even with the Mike McDaniel's pressure, what's been kind of coming out of the locker rooms of Indianapolis in some of the years and some of the things being late, things that weren't really accepted. How are the players now in this generation compared to generations past?
I don't think a lot has changed in that capacity.
Okay.
I still believe the great players, the good players, the successful players work at it, play through injuries, bust their tails in the offseason, have leadership, are part of a family. I don't think that's changed.
Okay.
If you want to make it in this league, it takes more than talent.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Right? You're saying the successful people. We're saying, does it feel like there's more people that aren't setting themselves up for success because of their kind of
guys you don't represent?
Yeah, not your guys. Never your guys.
I know what you guys are asking. I don't see it, man. To get to this level, period, you've got to be can I say badass?
No.
Okay.
Jeez.
You got to be tough. You got to really want it.
Is that the farthest you'll go, ass?
I can go further than that.
But I didn't know how you operate. Like, are you when you're doing business, do we drop a...
I keep my poise when I deal with players and coaches and executives because you got to contain your temper.
Yeah, the best business people do that. I'm terrible at it.
I really don't.
One person says something dumb,
I don't
I'm
lose
done
my
with it.
temper, man.
I'm
I don't
done
get
with it.
confrontational.
One person says something dumb, I'm done with it.
But
it's not good. It's not a good thing, but it is a different style.
I mean, obviously, there are guys that make a ton of money. There are different individuals that, maybe are not as dedicated as others. But overall, I have the same admiration collectively for the players that I did in the late 80s that I do today.
Okay, Ty has a question for you.
Drew, when it comes to the draft, a couple of years ago when Jalen Carter was the consensus #1 pick, and then, there was some of the off-the-field stuff that made him fall, you came on our show because he wasn't taking any visits after 10 because you said, hey, there's no need to do this. He's not going past 10.
Yeah.
When it gets to, this point of the offseason and you have these clients, when are you starting to get, an accurate consensus on where guys are going? And because you've been doing this for 36 years, going into your 37th, how much bullshit do you still have to sift through when it comes to your clients and where they might go in the draft?
So about Jalen Carter, obviously, look at him. He made the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
He made the NFLPA All-Pro team.
Congrats.
In years. Look, after 2 years, this guy could be the best defensive tackle in football. So proud of him, and congratulations to
And
him
a motor, too.
Oh, my God. He played more
badass.
snaps this year than any other defensive lineman. I think he and Zach Allen, unbelievable pick by the Eagles. And Howie Roseman and Nick Sirianni deserve credit. Backing up to your question, the draft is all about dependability. You can watch the tape and see how these guys play. Any good evaluator can do that. The key to getting it right is being able to draft players that you can trust, that are going to play through an injury, that are going to be coachable, that are going to learn, that are going to fight through adversity, that are not going to get in trouble off the field, that are going to be accountable. That is very important. That's what teams are doing right now. They're trying to do their homework. What you do on the field is huge. Just as important is your character, your work ethic, your dependability, and your commitment. You got to love football. You've got to want to win. It's got to be about team. And the clubs are trying to find these guys.
Yeah, this started with you talking about Tyreek Hill's wrist having an injury since the Commanders game and him playing through it, and then having, a little bit of an emotional meeting with the press after the last loss and everything. And then you just talked about playing through pain and showing who you are is a big deal. The Abdul Carter story tonight is a big one, and everybody's thinking that, he's not going to play because there's a chance. Nobody has talked to him, just speculating on situation. There's a chance maybe you don't play because there's a business decision. And then the person who's not necessarily repping him for the NFL, but certainly repping him now, says playing through injury is that's a positive whenever NFL evaluators are looking at it, not a negative, where a lot of people view it that way, though. A lot of people think if they put bad tape out there, nobody's going to care. But if you're playing through injury, I think personally, if I was a GM or a team builder, I'd be like, give me the dog. Give me the guy that is willing to fight. Do you tell your clients that? Because I think there is a narrative potentially that agents tell their players the complete opposite.
Jalen Carter, we brought him up. The guy was one of the top picks. He played all the way through to the championship game. No opt-out. Helped the Bulldogs win 2 championships. A guy like Abdul, I would never insult him by talking about a business decision. This guy is a warrior. He loves his coaches and his team.
Oh, yeah.
He would fight to win the championship no matter how much was at risk.
Yeah.
I was at the last game when he hurt his shoulder. This guy went back out there, tried to play. He had one arm. If he can play tonight, he will. There is no discussion about don't put out bad tape, no thought about a risk of injury. He's going to give it his all for Penn State. His teammates deserve that. That's who he is. That's how he was raised by his parents, and that's the type of guy that makes him great.
That's awesome. Hey, Drew, from beginning to end here, you were agenting your ass off, and that's why you are who you are, brother. 37 years in the NFL, billions and billions and billions of dollars negotiated for your clients, and probably hundreds of millions negotiated for yourself, if not even more. You're the absolute man. Ladies and gentlemen, Drew Rosenhouse. Thank you, Drew.
Thanks,
no problem, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, great work. We're still live.
Still on.
Pros Pro.
We're still live.
Pros Pro.
This is
Yeah,
Miami.
that was
If you want to
unbelievable.
hang out tonight, let me know.
Okay.
Just for all you guys, okay?
Sounds good.
I know where to go.
Hey, you can make your way out. Do we have a stair? I don't know which way.
I'll jump off like you.
He's a dog. He's a dog. He was jet skiing earlier.
Oh, that was a good landing.
There we go. Should have done it, kid. Hey, everybody, guys. Have fun.
See you,
Take
dude.
care, Phil.
Thank you, buddy.
Stay off the grass. Be careful now.
Drew Rosenhouse can walk right to the middle of that field if he wants. Got a heads up from the Miami Dolphins. It's the only stadium that actually grows their own grass.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, they grow their own grass. It's these greenskeepers and groundskeepers here that are mixing up the soil and the seeding and the watering and the sunning and the covering and the non-covering. And how about the 40 degrees hitting this grass? I wonder if that's a little bit of a worry
Could be.
for the groundskeepers. I don't think so. They are absolute pros. Zito just said he sent over more information that was sent to us. Stephen Ross bought a bunch of land about 80 miles north and created the South Florida Sod Farm. We control the whole process, the growing, the trucking it down, and then installing it at stadium and the Dolphins practice fields across the street. We change the field 8 to 10 times a year. He did this because we had so many events all year long, so it allows us to quality control the whole process and not depend on other people providing enough sod for the amount of events and things we got going on down here. Okay, G1's coming down, and we're bringing $350 million to the city.
Yeah.
Probably $50 to $60 million into Stephen Ross's pocket. We drove that course early. It's a nice course.
It's great.
Rossio was starting to hit the apex of those turns about turn 7.
Lando.
Yeah, and he was in a really interesting bus or van.
Was, yeah.
Like, it's one of those vans.
It's like when you see it and you're driving, you're like, oh, something illegal's going on in there, and it's not good.
Yeah, or like a church.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Or a,
Church
big,
shuttle.
or a big cult, maybe a big national
Bingo.
cult.
Yeah,
That's
so-
what it feels
An
like.
old home.
What's that?
When you take the old home people on a field trip or something.
Oh, yeah, and I guess you could even say prisoners going down.
Yes.
You know, down the street to maybe clean up the side or whatever.
This weekend it's ours.
Always give them a nice little boop, boop. You know, just, hey, boys, good to see you out and about. You know, I assume this is...
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, you
Well,
know.
or not.
Well, in
Man,
this,
we don't.
in this sense.
If they're out there doing the thing,
they're cleaning up.
We
We like
assume that
That's not volunteer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
but you
they
make
got
a
somebody
list.
watching too all the time.
That's a short list, though.
I've seen enough movies. Those guys are always getting away. They're killing the guy who drove them down there. They're busting their shackles, and then they're getting out of town.
Speaking of getting out of town, is Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles going to go this weekend? All signs say yes. All signs say Jalen Hurts is back out of concussion protocol. He had a light practice yesterday, didn't he, boys?
Yep.
I saw him going over some bags. I saw he had a helmet on, which
Yeah.
I think is a big deal. Saw he had pads on, saw he was throwing. I think this is all systems go for a Jalen Hurts return, unless he woke up this morning and said, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yep.
That's kind of I think the extent of it if we were reading right.
Which could happen. You know, injuries are obviously situational. Concussions are definitely a situational injury, and people have suspected that he had some earlier this season. I think this is the first and only documented one
Yep.
on the books, but I think Sal Powell, he always got, he's got the beat.
Yeah.
He's got the beat of what's
Navy
going
SEAL,
on in
so.
Philly. And he said he's trending in the right direction. I believe he's in between 4 and 5. And you got to get the 5 to obviously clear protocol. So they need him. He's going to be he's a huge part of the team. Obviously, he's a starting quarterback making a ton of money. But in the run game, in the pass game, he's a huge factor.
So right now he's in stage or phase 4 there, as you see. Player continues cardiovascular strength and balance training. Is he on one of those boards that they got?
Oh, a charge.
What was that thing? Stick, balance stick, step stick?
Boy.
It's this thing. It had like a solid plastic, thick plastic on top, and then it had like this little
Foam.
Kind of like if you take the stick off of a broom head.
Yes.
yeah, and then you put that on like sand,
Yep.
and then it's able to stand, and then they stand on one foot on
Yep.
these things and like bend over
Pick
and
up.
like grab
Pick up popcorn kernels.
and bottle caps. They have to stack 3 bottle caps
Yeah.
on each other. So they're doing this balance exercise.
And it measures how their movement, I guess, somehow.
No, they just have to be able to. It's like a workout. It's like Pilates and yoga basically put together. Yeah, they're standing on. It's one of their exercises.
It's like a
lot of
Bosu
core.
ball, like
a Bosu ball with a.
Oh, this is not part of the protocol. This is part of the Chargers workout.
Yeah, yes, it's
Correct.
Chargers.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
That's what, well, when I saw balance, when I was doing a balance thing, I just.
How's it work for quarterbacks? Because usually, don't you? If you're a position player and you're going through the protocol, you're gonna pop some pads before you go back
Like
out
a
there for the
little
game. But
contact.
a quarterback, he's not doing that, is he? So his first contact will be the first time he gets hit in the game.
Yeah, they would never let him hit.
No.
Never, especially not.
He's gonna bang his head off the wall
Maybe
a
they
few times.
line
See how
up
it goes.
the smallest trainer or something.
Because like Abdul Carter tonight, for instance, he's got a shoulder.
He's gonna get a few shots in.
So there's
Got
going
to.
to be a bag. There's going to be some guys like we're doing tackling drills in this entire thing. You're going to be able to see, but he's going to be in full pads earlier than everybody else because he's going to have to test to see if he can go. For Jalen, how do they
Yeah, Howie might just bop him a couple times.
Maybe he puts a helmet on.
Yeah.
Or actually, Ruben.
Sure, yeah.
Puts his helmet on.
Yeah, there you go.
And
He's a Philly guy.
Throws the ball at him. Maybe he throws the ball at him because we know he throws 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, it'd be too
Well, we
much.
don't know how he is with a football. We've only seen him with a baseball.
True.
I assume he's throwing
like
dimes
Marino.
on the beach. But if he goes in full pads, maybe even Drewski as well, like they were, I think, and then they just run into Jalen. Maybe not professional football players,
Well,
but close.
I don't know. I think you maybe line him up and have him do the tush push 50 to 60 times today just to see if he can go make sure,
Offensive line's going to be so happy to do that.
That's a Packer fan talking.
Well,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, too. Now, if Jalen plays, I think obviously Eagles fans are much more comfortable with the entire situation. No offense, Tanner McKee or Kenny Pickett. Okay, that is no disrespect meant. But Jalen Hurts in that offense is obviously what we expect out of the Eagles to perform at the level in which we think the Eagles are able to play. Now, the Eagles have been winning games this year, and the Johns over here are not happy. John's over here still not happy with how it was going. Sirianni obviously put himself in some situations for a lot of people to throw darts at him. They're still sitting in a beautiful spot with a home playoff game, favored by
4.5.
Yeah, 4.5 right now.
Ty. Jalen plays. You guys are scared or what?
No,
What?
not scared. Well, I think, he's no matter what, he's not going to be 100%. He hasn't played in 2 weeks now, and obviously, he's got to pass the protocol. But going into the game, even if he was only at 60%, they're still starting him. It's not like if he can go, he's playing over Kenny Pickett, and I think that's what all Packers fans expected going in.
What's that, Tone?
Nothing, just an orange walked in and
Oh, that's Obi.
really distracted.
Does that say Obi? I think I saw a name tag there.
Yeah.
Obi?
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obie the Orange, yeah.
Obie the Orange?
Everybody knows Obie the Orange.
I'll tell you what, the Orange Bowl's been around a long time. Should do a little bit more research on that before we do the simulcast tonight. Orange Bowl's always been held in very high regard.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Always, feels like.
It's one of the New Year's Six rotating.
It won't
It
be like
is.
this forever.
Yeah.
Quarterfinals, New Year's Six. Bowls on a rotating basis.
Yeah.
This is the national championship next year.
Mm-hmm.
I
Wow.
Okay.
I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that was... I don't know if that's real.
Cotton Bowl was not in it last year. Granted, they're only
No, that
two
was
bowl
Ohio
games,
State and
but-
Missouri. You guys went.
How do you feel about Texas having a little bit of a home game there? And snowstorm for travel?
Yeah.
I guess it may be something, but yeah, they know Ohio State fans travel.
They're saying 50-50 here tonight. 50-50 here.
Which makes sense.
All right, what, 70
How much corporate? What kind of corporate setting is it? A lot of these games are a lot of corporate people.
So if my research was correct, there's about 30,000, I think, that are dealt out to
AYOs, all you others?
Huh?
You ever heard that?
That's what it's called.
Like 15 each team, and then 30,000
AYA?
AYOs. All you others.
I don't know if what I was told. Those three letters were never said. Ayo. No, that was. There's no AOs.
That's what we call the hanger honors when we were in college. Like the people, hey, who's that guy? Why is that guy on the field? Or why is he on the team playing?
Ayo.
AYO.
Ayo. Yeah.
They're not saying that about Barbie Carpenter, though.
No, I think there was
he's flying
30,000 offered up at a pretty good clip for the teams. And then everything else is SeatGeek. What was the price? Do we remember what the price was that SeatGeek sent over for the average resale here?
Here, 700, and then over there was 1,200.
And then the national championship was what, 2,700?
Yeah.
But that'll go down, we assume, or maybe it goes up. Who knows? The college football playoffs have been fantastic. The games haven't necessarily been close, but the environments have been electrifying. Will tonight continue that trend? I believe so. We'll be back on the other side. We've got Michael Lombardi joining us out of UNC. The boys will be here. I think we're even getting some food. Hello.
Whoa.
That's what it's like on a big stage. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Belle Sessions, who got here at 3 a.m. this morning, was the winner. Her ticket was pulled, and you thought to yourself immediately, what, Belle?
I knew I couldn't do it, and he was next to me, and he said that he could, so we're splitting it.
Okay, so Belle Sessions made the decision to talk to my man, Henry Silver, who Henry got here yesterday at 6 p.m. He's been waiting for this moment. Now, Henry, you told her that you could make it. Why do you think that's the case? Have you ever kicked a ball before?
I've kicked a ball before. I've played soccer my whole life. I think I can do it.
This kick is for $150,000. You said you would split it in half, right? Okay, so let's make it $200,000. If you make it, you will both get $100,000. Where are you from, Henry?
I'm from Fishers, Indiana.
Who's your favorite NFL team?
The Colts?
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Come on, bro. Hell yeah. To hell with the Falcons. That was rude. They didn't deserve that. I like that. Henry, 33 yards, 100,000 for you, 100,000 for her, $200,000 to hurricane relief, 400,000 on the line. Henry, are you ready?
Of course.
Have you ever said anything bad about kickers?
Of course.
Shut up. Let's go. Now, here in Athens, Georgia, it would be beautiful if $400,000 would be up for grabs. Why don't we double it? Because the Georgia Bulldogs. So, $800,000 kick right here, Henry. But what I want to let you know is you're not getting a second opportunity. I don't care if this entire place starts chanting for a second kick. One kick, 800,000 racks, 400,000 to hurricane relief, 400,000 to you two split, 200 grand each. Henry Silver from Indiana for Bell Sessions. Let's go, Henry! Oh my! Henry! Henry! Come in, buddy! Come in!
Right down the middle.
Let me see this. Let me see this, Henry. That was amazing. I mean, he walked in like, Henry! Congratulations, Henry! Congratulations, Bill! Dude! Congratulations, Georgia! What a morning! College game day's the greatest! College football's amazing! Bill!
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey, let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pig! Damn it!
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to Hard Rock Stadium in beautiful Miami, the host of the Orange Bowl, which is happening tonight. Football is why we're here, and obviously the first hour we had a chance to chit-chat with Drew Rosenhouse and cover all the hot topics of the news world today. I'm not alone. Obviously, I am very fortunate to have a conversation right now with these boys and also share the field with them tonight as we do a simulcast on ESPN2 of the Orange Bowl. 9-year NFL vet who looks super cool back in his home. He's actually a Broward County High School Hall of Famer down here. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius J. Bowler.
Yeah, D-Bunch.
Glad to be home. Glad to be home.
It is nice to be home. Big time game here.
Yes,
Penn State,
huge.
Notre Dame are two massive fan bases, historical brands, battling it out with two teams that have fan bases that are desperate to get to a national championship. Are you kidding me? Penn State in a national championship? Notre Dame in a national championship? That sounds out of a good old days movie. And now we're here tonight. D-Bud, it's a big night down in Miami.
Huge night. You talk about the good old days. It's been a while since these two teams have been to a national championship, been on this type of big stage. So huge moment for both of these programs, both of these coaches, and obviously all these dynamic players that we'll get a chance to watch tonight.
A lot of people are bringing up James Franklin's stats.
Yep.
Well, that's different. I think they're a different team right now. I think he's a different guy. I think it's a different school. I've chit-chatted about it a few times on College Game Day, but I haven't really hammered it home as much. Mm-hmm. Penn State's all in, dude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They are all in. And, anytime we talk about this, you see AQ get a little gleam in his eye. AQ gets a little J. He's like, we are. He does that entire thing. They are. Whenever everybody was chit-chatting about Ohio State at the beginning of the season having a $20 million contract or whatever, it was like we thought maybe that was abnormal. I think because we're in a very new world. Yeah. I think we thought that was a little bit different than maybe what was going on at some other places. And there was 7 to 8 places, it feels like. I don't know 100% the numbers because there might be people working in shadows a little bit that came up out of nowhere that were spending a lot of money. But I'm just saying this year at the top, there was like 7 teams that like were spending more than most. And Penn State is certainly one of them. Penn State is all in. They are desperate for a national championship. And it's not just football. You look around at a lot of their teams. I think like you start doing this, the basketball team, the volleyball team just won another national championship. It's like Penn State wrestling, they dominate, they don't even lose. Penn State their athletic department is sick and not being talked about, I think, in like the Big Ten conversation. And they're going all in, Ty Schmidt.
Well, and you have to, because now with Oregon coming in too, and Ohio State and Michigan, like if you want to compete in the Big Ten, you have to do that. You really can't. Like, otherwise you're just going to be, I love them, but like a school like Iowa can't compete financially, and like they'll have a year every once in a while where like they're great, exactly, yeah, and
their guy,
a bunch of guys going, to the NFL or whatever, but it's going to be very difficult to compete for Big Ten championships and national championships when you don't have that massive influx of money behind you like those 4 programs at the top of the Big Ten do.
Isn't it crazy that your alumni is now a distinct advantage? People always say that your network after college is going to be something that is a benefit to getting a scholarship to a school. You're going to get obviously college educated, you're going to be able to do that, but then you're going to be able to network amongst alums and everything like that. Now your alumni is legit, for shoot, brother, like an actual advantage in some places.
Well, yeah, they're out of the shadows now. You mentioned shadows. The alumni has always been an advantage, brother.
Yeah.
Ask AJ.
What do you mean?
Handshakes, you're
talking about Mr. Ohio? You're talking about Mr. Ohio?
Cheater. What about down here? I mean, there was a guy who I think he's out of jail. I think he just got out of jail.
Important, right?
Huh? Shapiro?
UN might be back, baby.
Yeah. Legit, if he got out, maybe he's able to generate another scheme to make enough money. Guy was a phenomenal hustler. I think if he gets out of jail, he'll figure out a way to make more money. I think that is something that hustlers do. Who knows if it'll be all the way back to the yachts and thoughts, the 2 hots and a cot, which is what his life became because he was basically funding an entire operation down here in Miami. And they were just like open about it. It wasn't just like we're quietly celebrating. We're having a great time. But Miami certainly wasn't the only team that was doing that.
No doubt.
And I think that's what Shane Gillis was saying, Boston Connor. But now Notre Dame's no slouch either. Notre Dame's got a lot of alumni with a lot of money. It's an institution behind it. And I think that was the conversation that we were trying to have there when I started mentioning the Penn State. And by it's like the 4 teams that are left are very invested in their football team. Notre Dame, certainly, since the beginning of time, seemingly.
Well, Notre Dame got it right with Marcus Freeman. They're a tough bunch of dogs at Notre Dame. I don't know if you're thinking. I don't know if you're thinking, of that when you think of Notre Dame, especially, you mentioned Shane Gillis. That guy went AWOL. He left his post. So I don't know if you're thinking of that immediately when you go to Notre Dame. But now I feel like you do. Like, they play defense and they run the rock. And Riley Leonard, sure, coming into the season, everyone kind of thought, can this guy throw the ball? And who knows if he can. But they almost don't have to because their O-line, they're breaking down their huddles before the game. They're chanting, it's 1-2, fuck. That's how they break down their huddle as an offensive line. Yep. And that's kind of an offensive line you want.
God, country, Notre Dame football.
Boom. Boom.
And then fuck on 2.
Yeah, yes.
That's what he says.
It's awesome.
I've watched it every single time it's come out. Same guy, same energy, same delivery, same reaction from the rest of the boys. That offensive line is like, that's what we're talking about with AQ yesterday.
Exactly.
When it was like, hey, what's more important pretty much? Is it the dudes that are in there, which are obviously important, have to have the ability? Or is it and it feels like every time that guy breaks that offensive line huddle down, it's like, I think this is a nasty group of dogs right here. I think they are all in. They are bought in with themselves and in each other. And then Riley Leonard, the guy behind him, this dude put the team on his back last week against Georgia. Front flip at the end of this thing after already winning it, running everywhere. Only threw for like 90 yards or something like that, I think was the stat. But he made the throws whenever he had to, which we talked about. And that RPO thing where he has to hit somebody in the seam, he's been able to do that. And Faison, he gets the ball in space just like the extension of the run game. He's got enough wiggle. He can create yak for him, too. I really wonder, everybody talks about their power in the run game. I think Riley has showcased a much better throwing than I expected. I think in the whole world almost.
Yeah, and our source, Sis at Notre Dame, did tell us about the offensive line. Great bunch of dudes. Guys that you want to be around, guys that you want to hang out with. They like to have a good time. And they're not all about themselves, of course, as linemen. They're about the team.
That's for God.
They're about God.
They're about their country.
They're about their country.
And they're about Notre Dame football.
Boom. And that's it.
Remember, at the beginning of the year, the whole theme, the whole story going into Texas A&M week 1 was that those 5 guys had never played together because they lost Joe. They had 3 seniors last year who left, so this was like an offensive line at the beginning of the season that had a bunch of questions, and now they have gelled, and they are one of the best running football teams in the country.
Fun to watch. Obviously, that'll kick off the college football playoff semifinals tonight here at the Orange Bowl. Tomorrow, the Cotton Bowl, as Texas takes on the mighty Ohio State Buckeyes. How do the Buckeyes feel? Fans feel good?
Yeah, everybody's healthy, I feel like. Everyone feels pretty good, optimistic.
How do fans feel? How the Ohioans, brother, feel?
I think, you know what, I would imagine, I don't know for sure, but I would imagine there's a chunk of fans that the more they win, the more they might tighten up a little bit because now there's expectations. It's all about managing.
Good.
I'm saying fans. Players know when you can control what is going on. I think you guys could relate. If I'm playing in a game and I have some control over it,
sure,
you're not really nervous or anything. But when you're people like us and you're watching from the outside and you're a fan, you really want them to win. I think that's when people start getting nervous, when they start thinking, okay, can we continue to play at such a high level? And I think the answer is yes.
I mean, that was the question going into the last game against Oregon that I had, and I picked Oregon, because they were undefeated. And
sure.
Their videos are sweet.
Yeah, Go Dogs, too.
Yeah.
Go mascot, great mascot.
And damn green and everything like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What I didn't take into account for is, which I normally only think about, is the
that guy
in between the ears. Yeah, that guy is the only thing to really think about when it comes to the offense, because if you can handle him, which you can't, you can probably take care of the offense because he frees everything else up. But that loss to Michigan, man.
Yep.
And I think Coach Saban might have said it immediately upon it happening, or maybe he said it about Alabama having it happen early. Like, a loss can really be the best thing that ever happens for a team in their mission in which they're trying to accomplish. Obviously need to be Michigan, but every team is trying to win a national championship. This team was a national championship or bust team going into the season. That was the conversation. Loss to Michigan made everybody think it wasn't going to, the season's over. We've lost everything. But inside that building, it feels like that we got to be inside of, which is very nice.
So nice.
So many different flavors of Uncrustables.
Oh, man.
So many different flavors.
I didn't know.
Boy, what a bunker mentality that was created by those boys, knowing that it's their, hey, we still got everything in front of us. What's rock bottom? A loss to Michigan. Not our entire fan base, but a lot of our fans being like, what the hell is going on? This is all mismanaged. And it's like, instead, they play their best football since then by far. And they're road grading people.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it is a methodical ass beating since that game that we have watched out of the Ohio State Buckeyes.
And also, what is Ryan Day's record? 60-something and 6? Is it 6?
No, 68 and 10.
Okay,
11, 67.
4 of those are to Michigan. There's the Oregon one. There's the Georgia national champions who they took to the last second, who won a national championship by 70 points. And we kind of talked about it before the Tennessee game. If you're not wearing maize and blue on the opposite sideline, Ohio State has been dominant, and they've proven it the first 2 rounds of the playoffs.
Yeah, and Texas is just like poor old us, huh?
I guess.
Everybody's talking about Ohio State. Undertaker's, sending me to hook 'em signs while he's on a damn steel pony making his debut on Netflix Raw. He literally parks in front of me, horns up, brother, hook 'em, and then just pulls off. He was not happy that I picked against Texas. He did not enjoy
Yeah.
He's not a good person.
Talk about a cold.
Piss off.
Dude, we're just walking through, me and Gumps. Gumps, you back there? I don't know if Gumpy has a microphone or a camera back there.
Yes, sir. We got a mic.
Gump, how about whenever we were walking just through the backstage there of the arena, and the way WWE arenas are, there's like little pockets of things, and they could be filming things in between, so you kind of got to stay in your pockets. We turn a corner, heading over to catering, and there's the dead man.
Jeez.
Whoa.
There's the dead
Turn the other way.
No, he's wearing this big purple flannel. He's got this do-rag on. His hair's out the back. He's with his wife or whatever. And I go, Mr. Take, good to see you. And he goes, why you do that to Texas, man?
Pissed.
So mad. So mad. Eye-to-eye contact. Didn't even break. Why'd you do that to Texas, man? I said, what? I said, I go, whoa. And he goes, yeah, and then what? And he goes, don't do it. He looks at me, he goes, don't do it. Don't do it. And I go, oh, you're talking about this? And he goes, don't you do that. And Michelle McCool, who's his wife, was like, he was pissed at you, whatever you did. Like, actually force shoot pissed off or whatever. And I'm like, Take, I don't ever want to make you mad.
You weren't wrong either.
Both times, yeah. Yeah, Georgia's been very good. Georgia loses to Notre Dame. Does that mean Notre Dame's the best team in the country? Well, they're not saying that. Everybody's saying Ohio State is the best team in the country. And then Texas, with 2 losses in the Final Four right now, Quinn Ewers makes his best play that he's ever made in the history of his career, basically to win that game. Calls out a blitz, checks to something else, makes an audible, throws an absolute dime. Quinn Ewers shows up in the biggest moment whenever he had to. And if you recall, he went to Ohio State straight out of high school. And what was that thing I saw this morning?
Yeah?
What was it? You would know. No, I mean,
No.
Who's Ricky Reichart?
Oh, Reichart. It's a big Reichert's a big car dealership in Columbus, Ohio. So I believe Quinn must have had an NIL deal. I don't know if he got cash or anything, but maybe got a truck.
Sure.
Because remember, he went to Ohio State because he wasn't allowed to take the money in the state of Texas that was being offered at the time because of their laws versus Ohio's laws. So he went to Ohio State literally just for millions of dollars.
Reclassed.
That was like the story.
Yeah.
Sick mullet. Sick mullet. The highlights were absurd. Quinn Ewers, this Texas bowler can spin it. We loved him immediately watching the highlights. We also love the fact that he was becoming a millionaire out of high school and had to go to another state to do it. Was Ricky Reichart the guy that made him a millionaire? Is that
Tell
what
the
people-
truth.
I don't know. I mean, he definitely gives cars to the guys. They do. I see commercials all the time. Current players with him.
They were telling, I saw the post that I saw, and once again, I apologize for not knowing who posted it. You should get credit for this because it was great internet. Yeah. It was a picture of Quinn and Ricky Reichart, and said, "Do it for Ricky tonight." And that is tomorrow night. And that is what Ohio State can do. You know, Ricky was hoping Quinn Ewers would be a great Ohio State Buckeye quarterback. Think about how many quarterbacks were Buckeye quarterbacks and then they weren't. Mm-hmm. Then they go other places and have massive success. Ooh. Fields is at Georgia, goes up there. Burrow, who else?
McCord to Syracuse.
Yes.
Yeah.
This year.
Set a new record in the ACC.
And the quarterback rooms are always just like NFL guys.
Yeah.
Will Howard, NFL guy?
I mean, what we've been seeing as of late, yeah.
They're not even talking about him, right?
At all.
Shador, Cam Ward, Drew Aller of Penn State's getting a little bit of a rub, saying, hey, if Drew Aller was to come out now, he might go back to Penn State, and he's making millions of dollars, I would assume. He's starting quarterback up there. So he might stick around to, continue to develop and maybe take another payday from Penn State, try to finish with the boys, depending upon how this season ends up for Penn State. But nobody's really bringing up Will Howard being a quarterback in the NFL at all.
No, and that was kind of the offensive line and him going into the playoff was kind of like, hey, this is why Ohio State's not going to win, because Will Howard has looked like absolute shite, leading, or at least from the Michigan game, so that left a sour taste in people's mouth. But having watched him the last 2 weeks, recency bias, I think everyone's given all the credit to Jeremiah Smith, and rightfully so, because he's probably the best player in college football. But we saw a couple of these balls that Howard thrown. Yeah, and Sunday throws for sure.
And you see the little skip down the tunnel in the second half?
Moxie.
A lot of moxie.
You see him.
He can run.
He's a big son of a bitch.
Big boy, bigger than I expected. You mentioned as of late, the biggest games of his career up to this point. The throws he's been making, and the offensive line, there's been a lot of shuffling there with the Ohio State offensive line. So for him to be able to do that in the pass game, obviously what they're doing in the run game as well, he's making big plays. But Quinn Ewers better make some plays early tomorrow night. They better make plays early.
Why? You're saying Ohio State's been coming out and just smacking people?
Yeah, we're talking about AJ kind of mentioned, being tight, maybe not as players, because Ohio State, they feel like we're the most talented team. If we come out here and we play our brand of football, nobody can beat us. Texas, it may be some doubt that has kind of crept into that locker room. You just got taken to the wire at Arizona State. I know, great
Big
team.
dome.
You're in the playoffs, big-time teams, but now you're going and you're facing, this wagon right now that Ohio State is. It may be some doubt creeping in there, but, you make that play early in the game. All right, here we go. Here we go, boys.
That's tomorrow night. We'll be on the field for that. Tonight will be... Yep. Yeah, I can't wait for Jack Sawyer and JTT to do their thing.
Calvin Banks.
That's a really good.
So much talent on these teams. So much talent on these teams everywhere.
That tackle end matchup you just mentioned, Calvin Banks, as a Patriots fan, that's the tackle you want. So, they have legit dudes on the outside. Connor, I think, is their right tackle. He's got that sweet little collar. I don't even know what that one's called because it looks so absurd. But neck roll, I don't think whatever it is, that matchup's going to be sweet, let alone Jeremiah and the 4 dudes covering him.
Matt Miller at NFL Draft Scout says Ohio State versus Texas has 21 players ranked in the top 3 rounds. 11 for Ohio State, and then quick math, boys, 10 for Texas.
Well done.
And Caleb, I mean, that's not even counting Caleb, the two best players, Caleb Downs and Jeremiah Smith, because they're not even eligible.
They're not even.
You know.
Yeah.
Also, Texas's two best players, not two best players on defense, but Anthony Hill Jr. and then Simmons. They are number 1, 2 in the team in sacks. So they are a true freshman and a true sophomore. That's not counting them either.
Freshman of the year.
And they're going to have to re-recruit them after the season ends.
That's right.
And they'll be able to.
Yes,
and
they will.
Tonight we'll be here at the Orange Bowl, and Obie the Orange has stopped by.
Obie! Wow!
Great work, Obie.
Baby,
That's good
Obie.
energy. Obie, how do you feel about orange juice? Don't like it, right? Nope, we don't like orange juice.
Thumbs up.
We like orange
Thumbs
juice.
up. All right.
Okay.
So it's
Kill
not,
your
like
defense.
it's not like an eat more chicken type thing with the cows.
Right.
Yeah, it's a little
So
bit
you
different animal.
just love pain.
Wants to be the only orange. Kind of selfish.
So my daughter, almost 2 years old, loves oranges. Got to peel it all the time. How come some of the peels are like good peeling ones?
Oh, yeah.
Where I can get like a big old
Yeah,
piece.
yeah.
And then some it's just like tearing away quickly. It's like when there's bad snow for snowballs and then good snow for snowballs.
Yeah.
Why are these peels so different? You don't know.
Don't know.
Your peel's the best, by the way.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
good.
Obie's
Obie's a goofball.
Obie, how old are you, Obie? Obie's been with the Orange Bowl since forever?
Oh, you've seen some good ball clubs.
Really? You've seen a lot. How do you feel about tonight's game? You think it's going to be a good game? Good game.
Obie loves the match.
A lot of score.
I do think I know how to do the orange thing. You have to roll them sometimes.
No, that's an egg.
Those are hard-boiled eggs.
Yeah, that's an egg.
What the hell are
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Clementines, it works with clementines.
Well, clementines are
Always.
easy to peel.
All right, okay. Anyways, maybe I will give it a go.
Who knows?
Hard-boiled eggs, it definitely helps as well. You should dive into
I don't
it.
like hard-boiled eggs.
Come on, get a protein diet. You want to go a protein diet. Obie, I guess, brought some food. Did you bring some food, Obie, for us? We appreciate
Obie
you
doesn't
doing
know
that.
shit.
Hey.
Obie does this a lot.
Obie is confused.
Well, Obie's an orange.
We're like, Obie.
Obie's Sodexo. Here we go. Sodexo Live. We can't take it.
Wow.
How you doing, John? How you doing, John? Oh, jeez Louise. Wow.
Take this one.
Hey, so John, Obie, can you let John slip by there, Obie? Sorry about it.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much. John, you're the executive chef
Correct.
for, can you get a little closer?
Sodexo Live, yep, absolutely. So for Sodexo Live, obviously we're doing the game today. Orange Bowl is a big game, playoffs. Let's see what happens.
So Sodexo is the company that provides the food for a lot of NFL stadiums and college arenas.
Exactly, yes.
And they
correct.
happen to have Hard Rock Stadium, or are you contracted in by Orange Bowl?
No, we're doing, we're contracted in for
Hard Rock
Stadium.
So you
correct.
guys do work with Hard Rock Stadium all season?
All season, yep. We do F1, we do Miami Open,
yeah.
we do.
How are the fans at
UM.
F1?
Yeah, how are the
F1
fans at F1?
different than football fans?
Their palate.
They don't eat.
Yeah, what's
They're
their
goofballs.
Different crowd.
Yeah, so do you shape what you guys are serving on the menu by the crowds that are coming in? For instance,
Exactly.
is tonight similar to a Miami Dolphins home game?
Exactly, same thing.
Okay,
Correct,
when
yeah,
the F1 comes in, you got to make the stuff that tastes terrible, the European.
Caviar.
Duck Laurent.
Yeah.
You say it like
Tiny,
that?
like,
No,
tiny
no.
portions.
Stuff no one likes.
It's a different crowd, right? Obviously, a little bit more tedious and a little bit different small bites.
How many plates or meals do you think tonight you guys are going to have to serve, and how many do you have to serve for one Miami
would say-
Dolphins home game?
For a home game, definitely sold out.
Yeah, but how many meals is it in number? Like, how much are you cooking? Do you have like
ton.
pounds?
Pounds. I
2
couldn't tell you
million?
that exact amount, but
15,000 pounds.
Yeah, how many bags of shrimp are you opening up on a daily basis?
2,000.
Boom.
2,000 pounds.
That was easy.
Exactly.
2,000 pounds of shrimp
Yeah.
How much beef?
How much
in
beef?
one game?
Yeah, of course.
2,000 pounds of shrimp?
I mean, not the last home game.
Hey, that's a ton. That's a ton of
How,
shrimp.
how much can you eat?
I would enjoy eating this thing right here. This looks amazing. Is every suite's getting one of these, or is this specially made here?
It's only for you guys, right?
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
And,
John.
and
What?
There's some suites that are getting that as well.
We appreciate
thank
you, man. How many people are on your team?
A lot. Around 1,000.
Damn.
Jeez Louise.
1,000?
Aaron? Yes, sir. That's a different Aaron than I've ever seen. Ahren. Aaron Beers.
Love it.
That's a great
That's a name.
What?
You got a great name, Aaron.
Is that a code name?
And a great goatee. Holy
CIA
shit.
probably.
All right, you guys are doing a great job. Hey, we appreciate you for bringing us out.
So Aaron's my right-hand man, right, as well,
Sous chef?
Shout out
New
to
chef.
him.
Does he say
prepares-
yes, chef, no, chef?
He does, absolutely.
All the time.
He calls me all the time.
So, like, when you call him, you say, "What's up, chef?" Is that how it works?
What's up, chef? This is where we're at. This is what we're doing.
keep the place moving, keep the building going.
Behind.
Corner.
A lot of that stuff. I love it. All right, we appreciate you guys. Thank you for the food. We will certainly enjoy it.
Thank you guys.
One of these tomahawks like a turkey leg. I brought you a little.
Okay, I appreciate you, man. Enjoy it.
Michael, nice to meet you, Pat.
Very nice to meet you, Michael. Appreciate you guys.
Great hair.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, phenomenal hair. Seriously,
Good fit.
really good
fit,
hair.
too.
They had the good hair and the glasses too. That's
Good
the
look.
combo.
Was that a tomahawk?
Yeah, you got a big tongue. See, I think they cut all the meat off.
They did.
That's a good bone.
Oh, wait. Hold the phone.
There it is.
Hold the phone. Said EXO Live.
Oh, so juicy.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah,
It's like there's a lot of gristle on that piece.
Oh, no, that one go down.
They'll have a good
That looked great.
Looks good.
Glad you did it. That looks good, though.
You'd be chewing that for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Comment.
We
We
got-
got cornbread.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah, he took a piece.
I said, why don't you hold on right there? Let me see what that is. To be honest, I thought it was not cornbread. That was like not plantain, but
I
the
gotta
other
try a
stuff
piece
they
of that
serve at
beef.
Fogo.
Did you taste it?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Hey,
Might have been garlic bread.
you guys should grab whatever you want. That's pretty good. That was good.
Just give that tomahawk one of these, and that thing's gonna just slide right off. Here you go. Just throw it right in my mouth.
There you go.
Just throw me right in my mouth.
Hey, yo.
Good throw.
Thank you.
Hit my mouth. I mean, if it wasn't sideways, I probably would have got it.
All right.
Unbelievable.
You need a nap. You should use a napkin.
I got one right here.
Yeah, you should certainly. Jeez Louise. AJ, eat your skin and bones.
This is the best part about
He doesn't eat carbs.
shows usually go to break right now when people start eating.
We're doing it live. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, watching us eat is a Italian legend.
Load us up. Some beef on there.
This is really good food.
Toss me another.
Thanks.
Sorry, Pat. Go ahead.
Okay, never mind. The person I was about to introduce can potentially not hear a word we're saying right now, but he's watching.
Oh.
Hey, Paisan. It's good to see you.
Oh, there we go.
We can't hear you.
Muted.
We can't. Hey, it's good to see. Hey, how we doing? How we doing?
good.
You see this thing? Look at this thing.
Huh?
You see this?
No gabagool, huh?
This meat? You see all this meat? You got any?
Hello?
Hey, can you hear us?
I can't hear.
Oh no.
What?
No sound.
Oh no, this is not good. This is
He's,
bad.
he's actually doing it to us.
Yeah, what if he is? I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Oh, don't.
What if he does just dunk on us completely? What are the little football pops there? Is that a little cake pop, you think?
Cake
I
pop
think
looks
so.
like.
Did you get one that's cut?
You got a
Fucking
knife.
asshole.
You got a
There's
knife.
fork and knife right
You got
here.
one plate to
You
share.
got a knife.
Just that's easier, is what I'm saying.
Not even close.
Christ.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, watching us have our
Take some tomatoes.
our last meal before the Orange Bowl. Thank you, This is EXO Live. He can't hear us good.
What's going on?
That meat's good, isn't it?
Yeah. Good meat.
We should have had it later in the hour.
I don't know. I think this is perfect.
I think this is a bad time to bring it in. If you're coming to the Orange Bowl tonight, just know that John and Aaron Biggers have got it figured out. 1,000 people team. So, like, the only reason why I know about them is because it was an obvious upgrade whenever they were starting to do, like, the sweets food. Because normally when you do, like, these large commercial shit, you got so much food. So normally the quality of it's dropped, and then there isn't as much, and then the way the service is. So when they came in, it was, like, an immediate, obvious, like, upgrade. And they have to make so much. 2,000 pounds of shrimp is what he said?
That's
Crazy.
I don't know how he doesn't know how many meals he's got to make, though. That feels like a number that he should have known.
Yeah.
It's all about the poundage.
Yeah. How do you measure it in bulk?
Well, because you got a certain,
You gotta
every
order it.
suite has a certain amount of people, right? So it's like this suite has 21 meals, 21 people that have to be fed, I assume.
But then they're doing every concession too? Like, are they doing all the fries and?
Holy shit, what an operation. I don't even know how you do that. Then the security outside, there were so many people.
Yeah.
So many people. I wonder how many people are working just for this event tonight.
I wonder if people, when they were sneaking into the stadium during that soccer game, went through the kitchen.
But the finals of Concacaf.
Yeah, the Argentina
Good game.
versus United States game.
No, I think it was Argentina.
It was
was
Argentina, United States.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone wants to see Pulisic.
Colombia.
Yeah, I thought it was.
They weren't in it.
United States were in it? Yeah, it was
No,
up on
it was
Argentina.
Colombia.
They won the whole thing, remember?
Yeah,
Yeah, because Messi was out there representing our country.
Exactly.
bingo. Pink slips.
He rolled his ankle, didn't he? Bad.
Bad.
Sad.
Did not like that at all. Came back. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who is back on the program after becoming the general manager of the North Carolina Tar Heel football team. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Lombardi.
What's up, Bo?
How you
It's so good to see you guys. Look, it's awesome. We got great football, college football. It's awesome.
It is awesome. Everything's awesome. Let's talk about your life. How's it been being a college general manager? I saw you at a high school taking some photos with Coach Belichick. I know you're trying to kind of get a lay of the land down there. How's it been in these first couple weeks?
It's been really good. Obviously, the reception here in the state of North Carolina has been unbelievable. This is such a great state for high school football. We've got some incredibly gifted players coming out in the 26 class, so we're trying to make sure we see all of them. And it's been really wonderful. I mean, everybody here at the University of North Carolina, from the Chancellor, Lee Roberts, down to Bubba Cunningham, the athletic director, everybody's been supportive, and they want football to be great here. And when you hire the greatest coach of all time, I think you're heading in the right direction. So we're looking forward to it. I think the biggest thing we have to do, Pat, here at North Carolina is bring back all the great players that have played here, whether it's Julius Peppers, Lawrence Taylors, Jeff Saturday, who you worked with. I mean, there's been so many, Algie Crumpler, I can name them, Dre Bly. This school has got great tradition, and it's our job to honor that tradition and to bring back those alumni onto this field to show that we belong in the conversation about the top teams in college football.
Okay, so you guys are loving it, fully committed down there, because there were some reports here now over the last couple of days, a lot of assumption and fodder, if you will, about Tom Brady, who is a part of the coaching hiring process out there for the Las Vegas Raiders, reaching out to Coach Belichick. And then there was a potential alluding to immediately about, is Bill Belichick getting tempted into coming back into the NFL? The way he structured his contract with a $10 million buyout or a $1 million buyout, depending upon what it was, is certainly something that would make it feasible for him to head to the NFL if the opportunity was to arise. Tom Brady is in the conversation to hire a head coach. He calls his old head coach. Is he just talking to him about good old days? Is he asking him if he wants to come to the NFL? What do you know about the entirety, and how do you feel about your time at North Carolina thus far, and how long and how committed are you guys down there?
Completely committed, 1,000% committed. I know for Coach Belichick and myself, those conversations, look, guys that do the insider stuff for the NFL, they've got to put stories out there. That one was a complete falsehood. Coach Belichick, when that story came out, was recruiting South Jersey. And today he was at Bergen Catholic, one of the teams we watch play at Ocean City, and he's gone to the Hun School to recruit kids in Princeton. I mean, that story just had no legs. I think what often happens in rumoring, and I know this from doing it in the league, is people try to make a connection. A to B equals C. Well, that's not always the case. Yes, Tom Brady is being involved with interviews. Yes, Tom Brady is doing research on head coaching candidates. Yes, Tom Brady is calling people up for advice and counsel, because that's why he's so great at what he does, because he's listening for advice. But don't assume that that's because he's doing that. He wants Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick committed to North Carolina. He committed it to me. He committed it to the university. There's been no conversation about anything. And we drive from this office here, is this football field behind me, to where we're staying. We commute each day together, and we both talk about how messed up the NFL is and how thankful we're in college football.
Is that
because
real?
We're shaking our heads.
Is that real?
Yeah, because that's the real I mean, this is the best job we could have at the time of our lives, and we're going to really embrace it, and we're going to work hard to make North Carolina proud.
Coach, Mr. Manager, General Manager of North Carolina, and TED Talker, and podcast host, live show host, multiple-time Super Bowl champion, author, email daily newsletter, entrepreneur. You name it. A lot of people that are old school in the college world are bailing to get to the NFL because they said this college is a nightmare. And you just said that you guys are talking here very early in the process. Obviously, you're in the meat of recruiting and trying to put together your roster and try to figure out and implement your culture down there. But you're saying at this time of your life, this is perfect for you guys. Why do you think that is? Why do you think Bill and you are at the perfect time to be at North Carolina?
Because we've been in pro football. We've heard no from players before. We've known that players go for money at certain places. We know that players get lured. But the difference between college football and pro football is there's really only two avenues. There's the draft and there's free agency. In college football, it's unlimited. We have high school, We have high school. We have the portal. The portal reopens again. And so for all the it's like when you go to the boardwalk at Ocean City and you're 14 years old and you see a pretty girl and you can't get a pretty girl to talk to you. You go to the next pretty girl. There's always somebody else coming down the boardwalk. And so
there's always somebody else coming down the boardwalk.
That's the best thing about it. I've heard no more than I've heard yes. But I embrace no because I know there's somebody else out there. Well, we're going to go to this school. Okay, great. We'll just sign this receiver as opposed to you. I don't take it personally. I think to me, that's what in pro football, you get lied to. In high school football recruiting with the agents that are doing it now, they lie to you. I'm used to being lied to. I'm immune to it. But I think to me, there's more chances to improve your roster here than it was in pro football.
Okay, so obviously anybody's a free agent at any time. We had Drew Rosenhouse on earlier. How often are you negotiating with NFL agents that you've known from the past, and how big of a benefit is that for you guys? Because I assume, and I think Bill maybe alluded to it, or you did, or I forget who, somebody did, there's going to be agents that are telling their clients, like, hey, you should probably go to Bill Belichick. You're like a Bill Belichick type guy. Has that been happening for you guys? And how has it been?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, look, let's face it, okay? What I've said on your show many times is the college draft now has become a senior draft, and that's because of NIL. And so if you're a young man and you're thinking about entering the draft and you've graduated from your school, you're a grad transfer, and now you're deciding, do I go in the draft or do I stay? Well, let's say you're a 4th-round pick in the draft, 5th-round pick. You can get more money in NIL than you can in the NFL draft, so why not come back for another year and improve your stock? And what's the best way to improve your stock? Play for a pro coach. Learn the pro system. Understand a pro program. Have pro training. Have pro nutrition. Have pro therapy and all the things that we're trying to do here at North Carolina. I think this is, and I've said this many times on your show, that the college draft, when I first started in 1984 and we had 16, 17 rounds, it was all college seniors. Now you have a chance to make money and stay in school. Why not do it? I think it's a great opportunity, and we're going to benefit from that because the agents know if you want to play pro football, North Carolina is a place that's going to teach you how to play there.
Beautiful place from all accounts. I've never been, but I've heard it is a
You're
wonderful...
coming. We're getting you here. We're going to get you here. There's no question.
Okay, you got it. Can't wait to come down and see the place. Ain't that? Boy, the unis and the merch. Oh, yeah. And
Come on.
Swag in Georgia. I mean, it is.
Carolina Blue?
It's wonderful. I hope you guys get it going. I'm excited to hear that you're excited about it. And I'm also pumped to hear that Bill is committed to the North Carolina Tar Heels. Let's talk about the NFL a little bit here. D-Bud has a question for you.
Yeah, Mike. Good to see you, first of all. We got Super Wild Card Weekend coming up. We're still calling it
Super. Yeah. We are.
So Super Wild Card Weekend coming up.
Did I ever call you back?
No, he knew. Wow. I left a voicemail on somebody's phone in 2025. Mm-hmm. I left a voicemail on somebody's office phone saying, "Hey, enough."
Yeah,
that's what it's called.
It's called Super
Wild Card Weekend because you know why? It is super. You acknowledged it's super. It's Super Wild Card Weekend. The NFL said the reason why we added the super to the beginning of Wild Card Weekend because we added 2 more teams. You see, we made it super. It was Wild Card. Now it's Super Wild Card. Well, let's keep it. Okay, and then you can go to Stupendous Wild Card Weekend if you want to take it to the next step in that team. Anyway, so I appreciate you bringing that up.
Hell yeah! And speaking of Super Wild Card Weekend, who should be on upset alert this weekend in NFL?
Well, look, I think the Eagles have a challenge. I know Green Bay losing Watson is a problem, but Green Bay has this unique ability to score with Philly. Now, Philly can control the line of scrimmage and run the ball and do what they typically do, which is keep the ball for 36 minutes and run it. Remember, there was a period in the NFL that the Eagles were gaining more yards on the ground than through the air, which is a rarity. I mean, that's service academy-like qualities that the Eagles had. I think that's going to be a challenge. I mean, look, the North we know is good. I mean, Minnesota lost twice to Detroit. They lost to the Rams, but we know they're a good team. We know Green Bay's a good team, and they can pull an upset, and they can go on the road. Bill Walsh used to say this all the time. How do you quiet a crowd? Get first downs. Right? How do you make the crowd stop cheering, get first downs? Offensively is how you win on the road. That's why Coach Walsh had a better road record than he did home record in San Francisco because of the West Coast offense and his ability to get first downs. I think Green Bay has a chance. Obviously, the Rams have already beat Minnesota. Hopefully, they can play that game with all the devastation going out in Southern California right now. But I look at that Green Bay game and say, wow, I don't know if I want to draw that one right up there. I think the Chargers are playing better than the Texans currently. And then the other game, and it was last year with Russell Wilson, the Broncos, the way they pushed around Buffalo, the way they ran the ball, slowed the game down, made it very difficult on the Buffalo Bills. They beat them last year when Buffalo was in that slump. Can they do it again? I don't think they can, but I think it'll be a hell of a game to watch.
Broncos have been incredibly hot as of late, and hot teams towards the end of the season are normally teams that will do best into the playoffs, but Chiefs get their asses beat in the last game of the season. Then obviously the Philadelphia Eagles situation with the benching, it's like Detroit Lions just continue to buzzsaw.
Yep.
You know, they keep going. It just makes me feel better whenever you're playing great at the end of the year going into the playoffs. But what happens on the field, who knows? Same thing for the Chargers. We talked to Jim Harbaugh, and obviously they're favored there, so it wouldn't be an upset, although they're playing in Houston. And Lombo, the way that Harbaugh kind of shaped his mindset around that Week 18 game against the Raiders was that he was telling the team that we're about one more game away from our maximum toughness. Like we need to sharpen a little bit more, and that's how they were attacking the last game against the Raiders. And it's like they just beat the hell. And then now it's like they're completely rolling. I like the teams that are hot going in the playoffs. And then to your point about the Vikings Rams out there in LA, just like we said in the first hour, and we'd like to echo until it's all figured out, which who knows when that'll ever be with how it looks. We are incredibly sorry and send nothing but positive thoughts, even though I know it doesn't mean shit for a lot of cases, to people in Los Angeles. It's crazy. Brian McCarthy, who is potentially a part of this super, conversation, dropping a super wild card thing, which we like McCarthy. McCarthy there. McCarthy here, McCarthy everywhere. We do like McCarthy in this entire thing, but he said if the game was to be moved out of Los Angeles because of either air quality index or if the Fires were able to make their way over to where SoFi is, which I think is very far from where it currently is, but these winds have been gusting at like 100 miles an hour or something, they'd be playing in Phoenix. They'd be playing in Phoenix, Arizona. So they do have contingency plans in place. Obviously, that's not great for any party. Obviously, if that's happening, things are still not good in Los Angeles, what none of us are hoping for, but the NFL is looking into a relocation if it has to happen. And once again, nothing but positive thoughts and prayers for everybody over there with an insane disaster taking place right in front of us. AJ has a question for you, Lombo.
Lombo, obviously we have two great games, tonight and then tomorrow night in the college ranks, and then the NFL, the Super Wild Card weekend. What have the best teams done that you have been around when these games matter, these elimination games, to where you've done what you've done all season, but hey, this is when it truly matters. One or two plays can make up the whole game. Like, what do the best coaches do to make their teams go out there and play free and actually get the best out of them?
I think we did a huge study when I was in New England. These games are often decided by who converts third and short. Who can control third and short? Everybody gets so focused on one element, but to control the football, to keep the ball, and who wins the middle eight, who's able to control the ball at the end of the first half and win the second half. Those two areas really resonate. Obviously, we're going to hear from everybody, well, turnovers matter, but missed field goals are turnovers, so you've got to be very good. Look, the Cincinnati Bengals went to the Super Bowl. They played a bunch of backup offensive linemen. They weren't very good, but their kicker, McPherson, that year was dynamic. Was dynamic. Yeah. He was unbelievable. You need a hot kicker come playoff time. You really do, because you can't pass up points in these games. You can't be so cavalier to think that, we've got to do this. And you've got to control the third down, the third and shorts. It's not the 3rd and 5 or 6s, because that's just goes part of it. But you've got to be able to convert the easier downs when you have to. And it requires being physical up front with your offensive line. Look, we just saw college football. All the teams that had byes lost. Right? I think what Jim Harbaugh's approach is the right one. To be good at football, you got to practice football. To be great at football, you got to practice great. And I think that's why he was taking that last game of the year seriously. Look, remember, Kansas City at this time of the year last year, no one thought that they were going to win a game. I was told by a lot of people after they lost to the Raiders on Christmas Day, they'll never win again. And they got their mojo back. And I think the teams that can do that this time of the year with a hot kicker are always deadly.
Yeah, and Dicker the kicker, obviously up for all-pro nods and Pro Bowl nods and everything like that out there in Los Angeles. That building, Lombo, we haven't got a chance to chat with you since going out there. Whole building all in. Whole building.
Next level.
Every single person in the building. Even a person making a damn pizza out of the helmet pizza maker. Now, no one.
And we mean no one.
Out Pizza's the Hut. But that guy was a very close second.
Trying.
That guy was a very close second. He was like very proud of it too. Like he was very proud. Like everybody in there, it's a happy mission, I believe is how Jim Harbaugh phrased it. And it's real. And they got guys in there. Go ahead.
He's great at building culture. Look, that's what he does. And everybody, his team, what you see with the Colts, and as we're in this NFL hiring season, and if you're an NFL owner, what you want is your team to adapt the personality of the head coach.
I'm like Obie the Orange.
Amen.
I'm like Obie the Orange. What was that all about? He just brought the Colts out of nowhere. Right? I mean, we could have just powered right through that. We could have just powered right through the Colts situation, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. Look, the Raiders are sitting there looking for a coach again. They could have had Jim Harbaugh last year. To me, it's about understanding what fits what you need. And it's hard to find great leaders. It's hard to find guys that do that.
Right. Jim Harbaugh's in the Ring of Honor for the Indianapolis Colts.
It's painful to think about. Well,
it is painful. I hadn't thought about it until right now. It is.
I'm sorry, Pat. I apologize. But see, once in a lifetime comes once in a lifetime, and you got to be able to recognize it.
Yeah, because when it's there,
the Raiders had a once in a lifetime opportunity to hire Jim Harbaugh last year, and they turned it down.
You only get one shot. Don't miss your chance to blow, because opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Yo. You know, that's Eminem. That's Marshall Mathers. That's 100% accurate. We stuck it. Okay, since we brought up the Colts, I'll ask you. You've been around football a long time. 8 years, going on 9 years now. Chris Ballard's a good man.
Great man.
We love Chris Ballard.
Great Southern drawl.
We'd like to let everybody know we love Chris Ballard, the human. But with what the culture has seemingly become with a lot of people speaking out, and also happening down here in Miami, and it's not as deep into a culture being built and cemented in, as the Colts are, but same things are being said out of this building, and I think it's going to come out of a lot of different buildings about like the accountability is pretty. Can you just put the toothpaste back in to the tube, especially when it's been cemented in for almost a decade? 8 years is a long. Guys are getting their second contracts and playing through them as Indianapolis Colts in this culture. Have you ever seen it just flip around? Because there's a chance.
No.
Okay.
It only flips around when you flip the leadership, because it's a little bit like you can't all of a sudden you can't become tougher when you haven't been tough, right? Like, let's face it, Cincinnati, you can fire Lou and hire new defensive coaches, but the problem in Cincinnati is Zach Taylor going to be tough enough and coach an offense that helps the defensive coordinator. They throw the ball every play. You become a defensive coordinator in Cincinnati. See how you like it, right? It's a culture thing. And I think it's the same thing. You can't have guys. I mean, everybody loves Mike McDaniel. Love it. Oh, he's great press conference. Wears his high up, pants up high.
He does look cool.
He's fun.
He does.
But you got to look, accountability. Bill Parcells says this all the time. He told it to me relentlessly. If you don't like confrontation, get your butt out of coaching. If you don't like confrontation, get out of coaching. And so you got to hold players accountable. This whole generation of, everybody sings along, let's be nice, let's go to Dairy Queen after the game. That don't win championships.
You take me to an Oreo Blizzard, extra Oreo. You might give me a punt ball a little further.
Leave DQ alone, Lon.
We got to earn that. It can't be every day. Can't be every day.
Nick Saban on. You have Nick on every week. Nick will tell you that. You can't be, you got to look, leadership's about pushing people when they go too slow. And if you don't have players that want accountability, then they don't belong on your team. And it's the job of Shane Steichen. It's the job of Mike. They're the head coach. They're getting paid $8, $9, $10 million a year. They're not getting paid that to draw plays up. They're getting paid that to lead the team.
Okay.
That's what you got to do. You got to lead the team. And leadership is about accountability.
Okay, so I love everything you're saying. And the boys have more questions for you. I'm going to drift away from the NFL real quick because I heard the most ridiculous head coach press conference of all time, I think. Coming out of UCLA basketball, Mick Cronin. Did you see this clip yet?
I saw it.
Let's run this for the people that didn't. This is a head coach of a team.
But we don't play. We're soft. So don't tell me you want to win. Like, just don't tell me you want to win. So don't tell me you want to win. It's crazy, And it's every day. I'm tired of it. It's every day. I have the most energy of anybody at practice every day. I'm upset with everybody in that locker room, my assistant coaches and my players. I mean, I don't need to do anything else. I almost got 500 wins. I'm only 53. mean, it's a joke. It's a joke. But yet I come in and I have more passion and energy and pride than everybody, and that's the problem. So what the truth of it is, Ben, it's really hard to coach people that are delusional. The hungry dog gets the bone. We got guys that think they're way better than they are. They're nice kids. They're completely delusional about who they are.
They're good boys. We got some good kids. We got some nice kids.
Yeah.
I've never heard that out of a head coach before.
And I think he's going to regret what he said. I think, to me, leadership's about standing in front of people. Look, those players just didn't come to UCLA because they liked Westwood or they liked Santa Monica Boulevard. They came there because he recruited them. Your team's a reflection of who you recruit. And if you don't like who you recruit, you got to change that. And that goes for pro football. Like, you can't stand in front of the team and say, you guys are soft. It's all about the program. It's all about what we're asking you to do. You got to take accountability for it. Leadership's about standing in front of players when things go bad. You stand behind them when things go well. And so when you're talking about what he talked about, that's a great conversation to have with the team in the locker room behind closed doors. It's not a conversation to have in America, because those players now, he got called out. You don't do that. Now they don't trust. You lose trust in that situation. It's behind closed doors. Look, if you think your team's not executing the way you want it, that falls on you. Remember this, and I've said this many times on your show, you're either coaching it or allowing it to happen.
Yeah, that's like an old sage, basically the reality of the situation. Let's talk about calling out your team publicly and then how they respond. Coach Mayo up in New England, Gerard Mayo, fired after one season, and now, Lombo, we're learning all these stories. We're learning a lot of stories are getting projected out there, and you don't have to throw anybody under the bus or anything like that. Okay, I don't want you to do that. We know you and Bill are allies in this entire thing, and this situation is obviously what it is. But whenever all these stories start coming out, those stories are coming out for a reason, right? People are trying to be like, hey, this is why a decision was made. And how do you feel about the decision that was made in that particular case, or just in general 1 year into a head coaching run?
I think it's a universal problem in the National Football League. What happened to Mayo is these owners hand the keys to the store, and then they don't give them any toolbox to help them work their craft. I mean, Mayo wasn't ready to be a head coach. He wasn't. It's not fair to him to judge him on what happened after a year. He wasn't prepared. But the reality of it is there's no coach prepared to be a head coach. It's a very tough job. It's a terrain. There was an old saying we had at the Raiders with Al Davis dealing with him is the jungle's never dangerous if you know the trails. And so one thing about being a head coach, you don't know the trails. You're learning them. And so you're asking these coaches to do a job and you're giving them no help. And it's not, let's hire a search firm to help us. That's crap. They're not helping you. They're helping you pick the guy, they get paid, and they leave town. This is about helping the coach develop his leadership skills. I've said this since I've written Gridiron Genius. I think the league has done a disservice to a lot of minority candidates not having a leadership center. We have one here at the University of North Carolina that we're going to integrate into all the things we do at the Daily Coach. We want to create leaders. And leadership is coaching. And I think some of these young coaches who are getting these head jobs, they're not prepared for them. They know the plays, they don't know leadership. And I think ultimately, when you look at what happened to Mayo, when you look at what happened to some of these other coaches in the league, that's ultimately where it falls short.
Being a coach is really hard. I think that is, being a head coach is very, very difficult. I think that is what we learn every single firing cycle and every single hiring cycle. We all have hope normally. A headline will win over a fan base, and then you kind of watch it unfold, and you're like, damn, this guy wasn't the guy, or this woman isn't the woman, which I think is projected to be happening here in the next decade or so, potentially even in GM position in the next couple of years. I think there is a potential opportunities popping up there, but it's really hard. I think it's really, really hard. And finding a great leader who can also handle itineraries and logistics and coaching and motivating and emotions and have empathy while also having an authoritarian inside of them. It's like, that's not just, those don't just fall like trees. That isn't something that's everywhere. So if you stick with somebody that doesn't got it, you're an asshole. And if you get rid of somebody too quick and they have it, you're an asshole. It is hard to find a head coach, which is why I think some teams are choosing not to make any changes.
Yeah.
I don't want to make any changes. I don't want to make any changes. Tone has a question for you, Lombo.
Yeah, I kind of have a question based off of that, Paisan. sorry, excuse me. Speaking of the head coaches, there are a lot of head coach candidates out there that are being interviewed right now, and they come from every background. Like you have Spags, Flores, and Sala. They come from the DC, and they used to be a head coach tree. You got Ben Johnson, who's an offensive coordinator, Cliff and Nagy, who were head coaches, but also on the offensive side. And you have a guy like Vrabel or Pete Carroll, who are more of like culture guys who were head coaches that were out last year. Do you have a favorite, or do you have a favorite like avenue of where the coach comes from?
Yeah, I want somebody who's a leader. I want somebody to stand in front of the man who's willing to take on confrontation, however you do it. Pete Carroll's way of taking on confrontation is completely different than Bill Belichick's or Mike Vrabel. But I think you have to have somebody who understands the job, who's got a hunger to keep performing at the job. It's an exhausting job. And you don't want – look, the problem is when you interview these guys, if you're interviewing Ben Johnson, you've got to ask Ben Johnson, hey, Ben, when your special teams aren't playing well, how do you fix it? And he can't come back to you and say, well, I'm just going to rely on my coach, because now he voids of leadership. You got to have answers for every problem that comes up. And Mike Vrabel certainly does. Pete Carroll certainly does. But some of these young coaches, they got to learn that. I mean, it's one of the – how long have we been talking about the Indianapolis defense on your show, on my podcast that I did it, right? I mean, we and now we're surprised that it happened. Now we're surprised. I mean, we've been saying it for 3 years, but somebody in the building has to say, this isn't working. This isn't what we can do. Now, that's called disloyalty in the NFL. But to me, doing it the other way is devotion, because you're telling people what they want to hear. Loyalty is telling the truth. And I think that's part of what you want from a head coach, is you want somebody who can recognize those problems.
Lombo, we appreciate you so much, brother. It was great chatting with you again. Good luck getting the recruits.
Good, guys.
Good luck handling the roster.
We're going to get them in here.
You're the man.
We're going to see you soon, Pat. We're going to get you down. We're going to get the whole crew down. We need the whole crew down here.
Okay, you got it. You got it. We'll Airbnb down there.
Hell yeah.
We'll wear all our Jordans.
Play some golf.
Yeah, we'll play some golf at that country club you guys got.
We got the greatest. If you think there's a sneaker collection better than ours, I promise you, we'll double dip on that.
Yeah, there isn't. We know that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm 12 and a half. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Lombardi.
Hey,
all right, our show will continue digitally on YouTube, ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, and TikTok Live, seemingly.
Yeah.
For the long haul. We'll make all our picks. We'll be off tomorrow. College game day tonight, 6 to 7:30 on this set. Thank you to everybody at ESPN that set this up for us today. Then obviously the Orange Bowl this evening, the Cotton Bowl tomorrow with a game day at 6 o'clock Eastern as well. We can't thank you enough for allowing us to do this for a living. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Take care. I feel like we really got it.
Yeah. Boom.
Really got it there.
Hey, Rod.
Okay, let's take a break. And on the other side, we got to pick all the games. Okay, we got to pick all the games. We got to pick the entire NFL slate against the spread. Let's remember, AJ Hawk is seeing the board. He went 11-4 last week.
Wow.
Week 18.
Hawker.
Finished the regular season hot.
Very hot.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
Son of a
been
bitch.
way over 500 the last 4 weeks. He just dug himself into such a hole early in the year.
Too much.
Like the Bengals.
Bingo.
I did.
Bingo. You started out a little slow, but then guess what you started doing?
Got hot.
Seeing it.
You got in the playoffs.
You started seeing it.
Well,
Look at this guy.
I
11.
knew I was due. I was due.
yeah,
It just took me
got
about 10 weeks to get there.
You guys only got 6
12,
games.
14 weeks maybe.
Yeah, it's a lot easier because we know all the teams so well.
Bingo.
Yeah.
We know exactly how everybody's going to look. We know that the Pittsburgh Steelers are not going to let 5 straight.
No.
I mean, not after what I've been seeing on the internet.
that many
What do you mean?
points?
I've been seeing some terrible I mean, they are.
Oh, they're really
yeah.
getting it.
People are going.
Pause the music, Nick, please.
No way they lose.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you think the Pittsburgh Steelers aren't going to cover 9.5
Bingo.
after the whole locker room, watch this video.
Good set. Good set. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
That's good.
Here we go, Steelers. Here.
That was good.
Why we cut it? Wait, hold on. Why we cut it off?
There's a full. They go on.
cut it off.
They go on for 5 minutes straight right there. That's what you don't see. That's the unedited version. It's 5 straight minutes.
Grit.
Nick was actually going the opposite direction.
Yeah, the
somehow.
internet didn't love that.
That was weird.
I didn't know how he was doing it. He said he was trying to do it to get it out of the way of the rack or whatever. How do you feel your performance was? Pretty good. Very passionate, all in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had to work up a lather. I don't know how much was on the bar because I don't count plates. I just put as many as fit on the bar. And then you go at it and you support your boys with your whole heart. because you bleed black and gold.
That's
what
right.
We do.
Yeah, you too.
And I hope the locker room saw that, because if they did, they'll know the passion that they need to win.
Nick, I don't know if you're near a microphone. How do you think your performance was? I assume I have not checked the reaction. A lot of people were just as startled as we were with the way you were spinning that particular towel.
A handful of comments. Turns out not everyone is super particular about how you spin the terrible towel.
Wow.
Like I said, I didn't want to bang it off the pole there, the rack, because then you just look like a big dumb idiot if you're just banging it against the
Yeah, true. No self-awareness.
JY.
Yeah, here's the unedited version. Nick's just going it down. And you just put this on repeat for 4 minutes, and they'll just fucking swing the shit out of it.
That's right.
Boys, I like the passion.
Thank you.
Whenever you were asked to do this, I know you guys were excited.
Yeah, thrilled.
I know you thought maybe, we can help the boys get a big-time super wildcard weekend win over the Baltimore Ravens. The hated Baltimore Ravens.
First in a while.
Haven't won in a month.
Forever. A playoff game in years.
They're due.
You said, thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah.
And I saw a little bit of a buzz from you and Nick that I haven't seen in a long time.
A glimmer, if you will.
There was some real hope. You went and got your Ike Clark jersey out. Looked like it was in two balls, maybe two separate balls, the one jersey was. I don't know how that happens, but it looked like there was two different distinct wrinkle starters on that particular jersey.
Tie-dye T-shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
Ike Taylor and Brian Clark?
No. Just
Ike Clark, yeah. Ike Clark, yeah.
No, just the Ike jersey. I did not have a 2-5 jersey.
Oh, I thought it was a split jersey.
No.
That's all.
Would have been sweet, though. No, you only pull out the Ike jersey for special occasions. And I did have a bit of a glimmer, a bit of a jolt in my body, because as AJ said earlier, you're nervous if you can't contribute, if you can't control the outcome. We helped. We helped to control the outcome in that situation. So now I feel great.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, whenever you guys performed the way you did, we were watching live from around the corner. We try to stay out of the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
I was really intrigued because you guys didn't know where that was going, how they were going to use it.
Nope.
You had no idea. Because we had seen another video where there was like 7 Steelers legends, and they were kind of like mixed together. I don't think Lynn Swan has a clue what the fuck everybody's saying.
I don't think he does.
Let's go, Steelers. There we go.
Too busy out there making plays.
He had great footwork.
Well, no, you guys were staying around because it was Max Day in the Hawk House. Everyone, hit good Maxes. A new person.
PR day.
Yeah,
We're
new
throwing it
PR day
around.
yesterday in the Hawk House, and got the text. So it's, hey boys, throw me my towel. I already was wearing the jersey.
Oh, so you didn't prepare a plan or anything. You just
No.
said, I need to sing, you got it.
Yeah.
Boys need it? Boys need it.
Yeah.
And you said, you got it? Thank you for doing that. Maybe Roger Wood needs to reach out and get you guys on the next track.
I think he does.
We'll lift 500 with it, Nick and Tone.
Here we go.
Yeah, I think Raj could do that.
He's alive?
Let's get to a break.
I hope so.
Rest in peace, Raj.
Rest in peace.
Just in case.
Just in case. Song's been around.
You're
a
the
long
best,
Hey,
Raj.
but you said this guy's song stunk.
I mean, his song stunk. I think he's alive because it was so
Jesus
new.
Christ.
You named current players,
What's the song for the Dolphins?
They don't have one.
Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins number one.
They do have a
Miami Dolphins never won.
Number one. Don't you? And the only.
Can we get this thing back onto?
And still the only undefeated Super Bowl champ. Shout out, rest in peace, T's and P's, Mercury Morris. The only. Have some fucking respect.
Yeah.
You guys are too
Tough
low.
league back then.
You guys are too low. We can't. There's a camera on top here.
Was.
There's like 3 Dolphins fans.
Oh, yeah, they're right underneath.
Under there. Right under there.
It's more. It probably they're just working right. They're being professional right now. It's more Dolphins.
Every Dolphins fan.
Dolphins.
No, they're going up. They're going. Oh, they're just stepping right over stairs. No respect.
There they are.
This is what. Hey, that's what Dolphins do.
There they go.
They answer the call. We are a little bummed out right now.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the song again?
Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins number one.
All right, that's not a bad jingle. I'll tell you what.
I haven't heard that in a while.
That's not a bad jingle. Let's stop the music. We're not jingling anymore.
Hell yeah.
Hey, there's no more jingling, boys. There's no more jingling, boys. Somebody just got their asses fired. Tom Telesco, the man that was personally responsible for getting me into the NFL with his brain, thinking that I could be a guy that could be a punter, who pitched Bill Polian on the idea and got me drafted to the Indianapolis Colts at pick number 222, who would then go on to become the Chargers GM, and then he would become the Raiders GM. He is now nobody's GM, fired by the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, this is a fascinating situation. You got to wonder, how much does Tom Brady have to do with this? Tom got in there, started peppering Tom Telesco and said, I don't like anything about this. Let's go ahead and move on. Or is there a couple coaches that they talked about or maybe tied to the hip with the general manager and saying, hey, it's time to hit a reset button here in Las Vegas? D-But's first response, first thoughts whenever you read this?
Not shocked, what happened with Antonio Pierce. Usually it's a marriage. They come and go. So it's who's the lame? Carthon just got fired.
Yep, from Tennessee.
But Callahan's still there, so they kept him. But you don't see that much. So not shocked, especially with the reports coming out that Tom Brady's going to be very hands-on with the next hire and kind of the next where the vision for the team is going forward. So not shocked by Tom. And I think Tom will land on his feet.
Tom Telesco is a good man. He's a good man. He was good to us. But what that Raiders team had become is just, I don't want to say laugh, but
not good.
It was never talked about in like a super positive way.
Shit show.
Yeah, there we go. I think that's a cluster, a shit show, all those things. Last year, whenever Antonio Pierce was the interim and they had good vibes, they're smoking cigars in the locker room. Raider! They're doing the whole thing. It's like, here we go. This year's just been the complete opposite of that. They didn't have a quarterback, so that's potentially on Tom Telesco, I guess, is what they're thinking in the entirety of this. But that's definitely just a Raiders situation, seemingly as a whole. AJ Hawk, how do you feel about the Tom Telesco, and what do you think this means for the Las Vegas Raiders?
I mean, Raiders obviously cleaning house. It does. Yeah, unless the GM is part of the head coaching search, it doesn't really happen too often. I believe was John or the Seattle Seahawks. They brought in John Schneider to pair him up with Pete Carroll back in the day. I believe Pete kind of had a choice in that. I believe.
I don't know.
I don't know about that, but I know you have to have a good pairing. What is it called? Organizational. What's the word? Organizational synergy or whatever word from the
alignment.
Top down. Alignment. There it is. Organizational alignment. It's a big thing. There's a lot of coaches in the NFL. I don't want to say a lot, maybe a handful that don't have a chance of hell at winning because the front, the owners, the GM, the front office. If that's not right, the head coach has no chance. And I think we're seeing that. And I think you get those two, the GM and head coach especially, and owner. They have to have a singular vision of where the team is going.
They're also in the AFC West, so that's going to be tough.
Very.
For a long time.
Yep.
Chargers just got real good real quick with the introduction of Jim Harbaugh and the exit of Telesco.
Yeah.
And Staley almost, And I'm not saying that is exactly the case, but if Tom Telesco would have hired Jim Harbaugh, maybe a little different story at the Chargers. Obviously couldn't do that because he's with Michigan at the time, but it's like you got to have success, and if you don't, you're going to lose your job.
Broncos, too.
What's that?
Same division. It's like.
Oh, yes. Yeah, they're in the playoffs as well.
You got three playoff teams in that division, so,
And the Chiefs, and the Broncos are only going to get better. They're going to get access to more money as the seasons roll on here because they're still paying the Russell Wilson tax.
And Brady said there's only one Tom in this building.
You think that was?
Yeah.
2 Toms?
Can't have 2 Toms.
I mean, you go by Thomas, maybe. And then Tom Telesco is like, never.
They name me Tom.
I'm not an actual Thomas.
My name isn't Thomas.
Aren't you actually Thomas? Maybe you go with Thomas. And Tom Brady was like, I fucking own the team.
Yeah.
And Tom Telesco was like, I'm general manager. And Tom said, not anymore.
Or maybe Telesco, Tom Brady walked into Telesco's office and he was doing Muay Thai and he said, we're not doing this again.
This is not good news. I was just reminded. Mitt's dad's name is Tom McMahon.
Oh, no.
Shit.
So many Toms over there, there can only be one, I assume.
Yeah, but when it
Got
comes
too confusing.
to Tom McMahon, I think there's other names for him.
Oh, yeah, middle gentleman.
Yeah, so it's like, you're fine. You can stay.
Let's get to a break. We'll be back on the other side, picking all the games, and then wrapping up here from the Orange Bowl. We can't thank you enough for joining us. It's a beautiful Thursday down here in Miami.
Beautiful.
Also, just found out it was Thursday last night. Late last night, found out that today was Thursday. So I've been talking about the Notre Dame Penn State game as if it was at least 3-4 days away.
Sure.
Even said it yesterday. Said, man, Notre Dame Penn State on Thursday is going to be wild. Then I was reminded, that's tomorrow.
Here we are.
Tomorrow is now today.
Yep.
And holy hell, we got a big one here in Miami. All right, be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change your life. And if I were you, I would try the cornbread if you're ever in a Sodexo Live stadium. I would also try these football pops.
Oh, my cake pops.
Hey, we like to boom out a building.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those football pops, 5 big ones.
Yeah.
Maybe even 6 big booms.
Oh,
I'm telling you, the texture, the taste, the convenience, the moisture, but the convenience on eating it.
Oh, yeah.
Usually kebab-like shit is a little bit uncomfortable or awkward to eat. Football pop's very easy to eat. The meat also, had some good meat. Had some good meat out there.
Yeah.
The cake pops stole the show.
They did.
And you have to expect that because AJ and Big Justice, this is their home stadium. They're not coming through here eating shitty cake pops. I mean, what are we talking about?
They did not like Texas Roadhouse as much as I thought they were going to.
I don't love
it. Normally we like to boom out a building.
Yeah.
That's a one boomer.
Yeah.
Boom.
Love that.
Move on to a salad. Big Justice likes his salad a lot more than me. Okay, 4 booms. Okay. I'm giving it 2.5 booms.
Jeez. The steak's charred. I mean, it's not even. There's a lot of fat. I'd love to give it 5. It's 1 boom. I'm sorry. Boom.
Where the fuck they think they were going?
That's what I.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Look, I love Texas Roadhouse.
Me too.
Did they do the rolls? Did they give?
They didn't.
They did a salad.
Okay, so that's the only thing from Texas Roadhouse that's like known.
What?
Is the rolls.
Everything. That Texas Roadhouse is good.
Not anymore.
You like Texas Roadhouse?
Love.
What was up with Big Costco? No, he was not throwing out booms out there.
Here's the issue I had as well. Not only, you're not going to a Michelin-rated steakhouse. Okay, it's a fucking Texas Roadhouse. There's a chance of high school kids cooking your steak. That's bound to happen.
But with a great work ethic,
without a doubt. And they did mention that. He said, staff, friendliness, cleanliness. That's 5 booms. Boom, 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 boom. I'll give another one. Boom. So they did, but. Maybe next time you go to a restaurant, don't let your fucking 11-year-old kid order everything, huh? Maybe be the adult and say, no, we don't need the salad.
What?
And we don't need the
salad. We want to keep the salad.
Well, sure, but then
comes out ice on an ice cold plate.
It's just one of the treats.
The sides. I mean, getting fries with cheese and bacon on it, and then the bloomin' onion.
So good. The bloomin' onion, you go to the Outback for the bloomin' onion.
Bingo.
The bloomin' onion is not a Texas Roadhouse thing. I didn't even think of the bloomin' onion whenever they were at Texas Roadhouse. The fries with cheese, they're loaded. Boom, boom.
That's fine. Boom,
boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom. That is.
He just says this ribeye has a lot of fat. Yeah, that's a ribeye.
The RZA wasn't there?
It was Mama Justice, Big Justice, Little Justice.
Yeah, and Mama Justice.
Mama Justice gave 4 big booms for something. It's not bad.
She said the shrimp was shite. She said you can taste the ocean on it. It's too salty.
Too much brine.
Yeah.
Rizzler might be kind of reading the room a little bit.
No.
I need to do. Yeah.
Okay.
This is solo. This is Justin Timberlake, Backstreet Boys in sync situation.
No, Justin Timberlake was with In Sync. If we're gonna make the reference,
that's why I said In Sync second. I just couldn't remember which one. Nick Lachey was Backstreet Boys.
No, 98 Degrees.
Nick still bringing it.
Oh yeah, Nick
Carter. That's who I'm thinking of.
Guys.
That's on me.
My boy bands. The history in my brain gets confused.
Yeah, you don't even remember.
NKOD?
O-Town.
What is it?
O-Town.
O-Town.
B2K.
You plus me equals us.
Yep. Liquid Dreams.
B2K. I remember B2K.
Yeah.
You sure?
BTK?
Yeah.
Wow, you remember B2K?
The BTK Killer?
Let me hear a song.
That's your favorite one, right?
Baby, turn
around and let me see that sexy body go. Bow, bow, bow. Yeah, I remember B2K.
Omarion?
Yeah.
I remember that.
Ooh. That's a good
What
one.
about the Direction Boys?
One?
Yeah.
Whoa, I don't know. Lately, they're down in the dumps.
They were.
Oh, yeah, because old buddy.
One of them died.
Yeah, that's sad.
Damn.
That's sad. Those kids, Britney Spears.
She's doing okay.
She's doing great.
Let's get to a break.
She's 7 years old now.
I'm so confused. My wife.
She is too.
She's graduating kindergarten.
Follows her and shows me.
I don't know if my wife follows her or if she pops up into her algorithm seemingly every day doing something new. But there's a Britney Spears update in my house more often than I could have ever imagined in 2025.
Yeah, Dad was painted as a really bad guy. Turns out maybe.
No, we don't know. It might have been
maybe not that bad of a guy.
We don't know how we got here, brother.
Well,
true.
Or have we always been here,
She got her life back.
No.
And now she's in kindergarten.
We weren't always there.
Get to a
That
break.
is what happened.
Billy Madison.
All right. This shirt's from. All right, I'll be back. So are the boys. We'll be making our picks. It's colder in Miami than we could have imagined.
Yeah.
And
Seemingly getting colder.
it will be colder tonight. Yeah, I already checked.
Great. Can't wait for it. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice might change their life. We're back on the other side. Take 5.
We're still bringing it. I light every bridge I see here just to watch it burn. If you've seen all the hell I've seen, it make your stomach turn. I think you know why I do what
33 teams vying for one of these coveted 12 spots for this 12-team playoff. And it came down to 2 teams in the great state of Indiana kicking this entire thing off.
I might drink a little, I might smoke a lot, counting down the good times, staring down the clock, throw some
The best year of college football that it's ever had is about to have the greatest playoff it's ever had. And it all starts right here in front of Touchdown Jesus and his beautiful Irish people. And I think if you say, go Irish! They'll do that all night. If you make this kick, I will double his kick to $500,000. I will also donate $250,000 to a charity of Chris Daly's choosing. Yeah, let it go, man.
Oh, God.
Not terrible. Not terrible. Proud of you. One kick, $750,000. The Lord is watching you. Man down. Man down.
That's all right.
$1 million. And there's a bunch of that have invaded. There's a lot of them.
We don't just beat top 25 teams, we beat the shit out of them.
Okay. Google here.
But one thing you didn't learn from me is talking all the shit you talk.
Welcome to the most electrifying atmosphere in all of sport. I know European soccer fans are wild. That's like 30 to 60,000. You're about to see all weekend 100,000 plus bananas atmosphere, and that is one part of the reason why college ball is so damn great. Why are they doing here?
Is this not a fun show? No. Serious show? Serious football. Alabama Jones is very serious.
You know, he was trying to be funny, which I get it. And, you know, my daughter Kristen loves him, so that's kind of soothed the soul a little bit that somebody in our family likes the guy.
I choose to believe in front of Touchdown Jesus and everybody looking down. IU gets a massive win over Notre Dame. Shane, I'm sorry.
You're a real scumbag. I thought Coach Cignetti coming out here was a real disgrace to the game. He left his players in the locker room to go get some camera time for himself. I know a legend like yourself would never do something like that. Would you?
No.
No, it's disgusting. I saw it. I thought, wow, what a sad, disgusting program. Notre Dame by a million. Go Irish.
Riley Leonard and the Irish from their own 2. Jeremiah Love breaks free. Trying to go 98. Touchdown!
Might be fiction for a blowout here, fellas.
Couldn't wait to get to the wonderful state of OH! In the SEC, coming up to the Big Ten, when it's cold as hell, we shall settle the conversation here in beautiful Columbus. Coach, that hairline, you get a haircut every day?
Not every day. Not every day.
Big beard, big boot, Peters in tow, 500. Oh, this guy sucks. Holy hell. This guy's the worst we've ever seen. Just took out the Ohio State cheerleaders. $1 million here, JD level. This guy sucks at kicking butt. We appreciate the hell out of you, JD. He has once wiped 100 times.
What? Wiped what?
Yeah, 100 times. There are actually people out there, psychos obviously, that like the non-frosted Pop-Tarts. Gary's probably one of the best football players I've ever been around. Non-frosted strawberry Pop-Tarts.
I like non-frosted Pop-Tarts.
I, at one point this year, was the mayor of Cocktown.
You were the mayor?
Mayor of Cocktown, yeah. They voted me in there, and this is my
How do you become the mayor of Cocktown?
You just got to go around and say, listen, I heart cock. I heart cocks. Sorry, numerous. Whenever we found out that there was going to be a college football playoff game in Columbus, Ohio, we were all jacked up to see this Ohio State faithful be showcased to the entire world about how much they love football. Then we walked out here to this game day set this morning, and it was like, Rocky Top, you'll always be home, sweet home. Rocky Top.
In that song, they say it's home. Home for me is the North, and the cold is going to be Dahn. Give me the Ohio State Buckeyes representing for the Big Ten.
How cool was Sean Perkins, the Ohio State football team, for allowing us to hang out in their facility pretty much all day Saturday? They had 5 TVs set up, a bunch of recliners. Roosters supplied some phenomenal food.
Arctic temperatures. AJ Hawkins on two warmers. Darius Butler himself for these fucking in for it. You check up on about first quarter, fourth quarter. It's all we want. It's all we see. It is.
Hand off on the count. Travion Henderson in the open field. Travion Henderson is scoring. Another touch for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Story of the game thus far as Chip Kelly is going mad dummy, bruh. All of Ohio is excited. They were singing ice cold beer never broke my heart. First read, second read, third read, scramble, ball on the ground. Check down. Would hate to be a Tennessee fan or a chair near Morgan Wallen because they have no hope right now. Will Howard, 101. Check. Jeremiah Smith.
By and large, these games have absolutely stunk, Pat.
Peter Herbstreit raising an absolute hell.
A couple people up here with that smoky orange face paint on that are feeling like real assholes right now.
As we look to the exits, and the Volunteers fans are saying, get my ass back to the South. This one's over. Bounces it. Touchdown, Ohio State. Boys, that was wide ass open. He's got left-handed. 500 drones. Ones that we know about. This game's over, but we're still bringing it.
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You ping. Damn it.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Welcome back, beautiful people, to the Hard Rock Stadium in beautiful Miami, Florida. The Orange Bowl's tonight. It's chillier than we expected. Hour 3 starts now. Football is magnificent, and they're moving the heated benches into the stadium as we speak. Penn State did it first. Now Notre Dame is putting their heated benches in here. Yes, that is the temperature that people are feeling. They're moving heated benches in to the Orange Bowl. Now, I am incredibly proud of these teams not only being ready for this, but also being prepared and in the moment to have this, because this is not something I'd be thinking of if you're coming down to the Orange Bowl in Miami. There's a little briskness in the air. There is maybe a little bit of exhaustion, and also there's a report now coming out of On 3, which is obviously on it whenever it comes to college ball. The Notre Dame team might be battling a little bit of a flu.
Oh, no.
Penn State fans obviously can see this and think to themselves, well, who all has it, Tyler Horka? Let us know who's battling. Well, they're saying it's mostly backups and special teams players, which is obviously goes hand in hand, but certainly something to monitor if we know anything about the flu, because the flu, that'll go from one person to the next quickly. Need to keep somebody isolated. They got the flu, especially if it's on Orange Bowl day. Darius J. Butler, 9-year NFL vet. How do you feel about a little bit of a bug hitting a Notre Dame locker room?
That's a little concerning. We got a few hours until kickoff. Definitely concerning. They said backup special teams. We know how critical special teams can be. And backups, you never know. You're always one play away. So definitely concerning what's going on in that locker room right now.
Especially Notre Dame special teams, which has been very, very vital to their success thus far all season, but in the college football playoffs for sure. AJ Hawk, have you ever played a game with a flu, and how do you feel about how they monitor and manage it until game time? Let's put those dudes into into a vacuum and keep them away from everybody else is the mindset, I would assume.
Yeah, I don't know. Have any of you guys ever at any level sat out of a game for an illness or being sick?
No,
it's not a possibility.
I've had a
It's not a
teammate.
real
No,
thing.
I've had a teammate that has.
I've had some
They were
teammates
like super, like
shivering,
really
losing their mind.
Matt Hasselbeck was a dead body.
Oh, he played.
He had, what do you get from bad
E. coli.
lettuce? E. coli
Yeah.
or chicken?
Right, I remember when that
He had E.
happened.
coli, was in the hospital the night before until like 4 a.m. Got to the stadium in Houston, and it looked like Kenny with a hoodie over his head on the floor, bag of bones on the ground. Didn't know who it was. Thought somebody from Houston maybe snuck in, was passed out, hung over. Let's tell an epic story. We're going to break into the Colts locker room. Kicked the thing on the ground in the hoodie a couple times. Hoodie's revealed. Who is it? Starting quarterback for tonight, Matt Hasselbeck. That's great. I didn't know that was going to happen. It was attic and basement type situation as the security people kind of roll through, and the setup committee continues here at the Orange Bowl, but he played.
Yeah.
And he had lost, I think, somewhere near like 14, 15 pounds from everything that had been taking place that was exiting out of his body. I guess it all depends. The timing of it, getting it right now means the worst of it's hit coming, right?
Yeah.
If it's happening today,
a couple
it's,
bags of IVs definitely helps. This temperature not being too hot would also help as well, I think. Can you imagine being super duper sick playing in an 85-degree humid game?
yeah.
oh,
That'd
that
be
would
tough.
stink.
Terrible.
Overheat. Let's go back to the truck with our Canadian internet splunker, Gumpy. Gumpy, what's that shot you get once a week or whatever it is? What's that thing you get done?
NAD+. It's more of a anti-aging, but it would help in this situation, too.
Okay, so if everybody was getting NAD plus dumped in their bodies in the Notre Dame locker room, would that help kick the flu out of their body, or what do you think?
They'll probably do that, and then they'll have another bag with the B12 and all the vitamins as well. You can double up on it.
When did we start doing that? We started doing that down in Cary, North Carolina. That was a real life changer. You know, it's obviously you have to deal with needles going into your and IVs and everything, but they have the capability nowadays with modern science to really get you replenished. Whenever in the past you just had to deal with it for a couple of days, there's now an instant kind of. I wonder if that helps with flus. I do.
I mean, he's a young, healthy man, young, healthy lad. So I expect
special teams guys, dogs too.
It's college football playoff. I mean, we started with 12. We're counting down to 1.
Bingo.
Like,
where are we at right now?
We're at 4. It's come on now, boys. You know,
North schools get a shot to shine.
exactly. And
Notre Dame, Penn State, Texas, Ohio State. New schools get a shot to shine.
Yeah,
you're right.
It's their shot now.
Yeah,
The line hasn't moved at all.
So sports books aren't taking the flu serious. Okay. You think everybody's going to be Michael Jordan?
It's big flu probably trying to
The
get
money
flu
line
shots.
has moved a bit.
Problem?
These kids are
It was
hungover.
minus 118 Notre Dame earlier. I just checked his mile minus 110.
I don't think they're hungover either these days.
No way.
Might be a little tired from being up all night playing video games.
Yeah, bingo.
They're gaming devices, if you will.
Yeah, maybe too many energy drinks. Bailey McComas didn't make the trip this time because we didn't have enough seats actually on the plane. It was nice to have him around. This would be something he would know. Can you get sick from drinking too many of those energy drinks while you're gaming?
Yeah, you can
Remember,
die.
that was like a thing.
Yeah, you can die.
Gumpy House is Celsius, 6:15 a.m.
I don't know how he does it.
every day.
With the
Multiples.
NAD
NAD plus.
Scared of those things.
Actually helps.
Me too. I had a real problem. I was drinking the diesels there for a little bit.
Heats.
Those are the one things that actually affect me in a negative way.
Me too.
Those Celsius.
The Ooze juice at Monday Night Raw was delicious.
Yeah, Zoa's
Zoa
real
Energy.
deal. What was the white peach? Was the one that we had?
Yeah, white peach was delicious.
It was very good. It was.
Sounds good.
It was in a couple offices. Obviously, got some moose juice here. Is this for everybody, or who's this? You can certainly have some moose juice. Sweet. There was a tropical punch. There was a berry, and then there was a white peach. The white peach can was the coolest looking one.
Sure.
So we grabbed those.
Did you get it directly from the High Chief?
Talking about High Chief Sewell.
Yes.
I do believe he was.
Is that his name? Wow. I thought Hulkster said something else.
No, that was from the press conference. I think Hulkster was in the moment.
Yeah.
A little emotional.
Zeked up.
I think he was a little zeked up out there.
Yeah.
That's going to happen, obviously. The Hulkster said a lot of things. Have you? Have you wrestled against Hulkster?
A couple nights ago, I have, but somebody just literally during the break, I saw tag me on another video with the Hulkster, kind of 2-on-1 in the ring. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods.
Hulkster what? Just hitting a couple.
That's because the press conference, probably because
Yeah, I mean, it was 20
was Farouk making an appearance?
He didn't make, I didn't see it.
Hulkster just beating ass.
Pete Thamel
Check
just
it out.
had a report about the Georgia Bulldogs. Carson Beck has hit the transfer portal.
Whoa, nice.
An ESPN source, Beck originally stated that he planned to enter the NFL draft. On 3 now, first reported that Beck's intentions have also gone to the transfer portal. Can you do both?
Cam Ward
why not?
kind of.
Yeah, Cam Ward
Kinda
did it
played
last year.
around
You can
with
do
it.
whatever you want. Did he get Tommy John on his elbow?
Yes,
You know?
it's definitely yes, absolutely calling up Pete right now.
Good move.
He probably got some information back, some grades back. Maybe didn't love where he was projected. So you know what?
Especially with the injury that he got to his elbow, maybe another year to build, plus another massive check coming. Guys won a national championship or two, so been on a roster for a couple. So, I mean, he's going to get a massive check for something.
Oh yeah.
Does he like football?
No.
I think he needs to prove that. I think that if I was a team that was thinking about paying Carson Beck to go either in the NFL or in the transfer portal, I've seen too many photos that shouldn't be leaked. I don't like that his privacy is getting exposed in this thing. And it might all be AI, and then he should address it if that's the case. All of it might be fake, but it's like there's a real question on whether or not the guy is like obsessed with football. Some of the things he said, you have to wonder, like, okay, is this... He played good whenever he played good. Lost Brock Bowers, lost Ladd McConkey. That's going to do damage to anybody. Gunnar Stockton, I guess, is the guy going forward down there in Georgia, or somebody else that they bring into the Georgia Bulldogs, because obviously they didn't appreciate an early exit. But that Notre Dame team just beat the hell out of all of them.
Yep.
Carson Beck, transfer portal. He could be your quarterback.
He'll be a hot commodity.
Coming to a town near you, definitely.
Maybe
How much will he get? He'll get 2, 3, 5 mil. Like, is that what's the going rate? I don't know.
With the salary cap thing too, I have no idea, because I think there's a lot of April 8th. There's a chance that a lot of these deals are going to not be
null.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people know that. So they're saying, hey, all of this needs to come before April 8th. So now there's an even more wild, wild west with a sense of urgency about, like, hey, these deals now need to look like this. Joining us, ladies and gentlemen, a man whose tweet we just read, and also the authority on college football, ladies and gentlemen, Pete Thamel.
Yeah, Pete.
How you doing, Pete?
I'm right around the corner in the bowels of this fine stadium, Pat.
Well, welcome to the stadium. We've been here since this
Yeah.
morning. It's been an honor to open this place up today.
Yeah.
Happy Orange Bowl Thursday, Pete, to you. There's some news coming out of the college football world. On3 reported, I believe, that there's a potential flu situation with Notre Dame. Is that true?
I've been told the flu, which had been lingering around there and impacted Bo Collins in the last game, Pat, is not going to have an impact on the game tonight.
Okay.
I got hard pushback from sources at Notre Dame when I ran that by. I don't think we will see anyone of significance miss this game tonight or have an impact on the game at all.
Okay, the sports books feel the same way as you. Not much movement other than on money line goes from -118 to -110, I believe, even though Notre Dame remains favored by 1. And then what we were just talking about there, Carson Beck, who initially stated that he was going to the NFL, now entering the transfer portal. Are you allowed to do both? How's this work, and what do you expect out of the Carson Beck decision?
Well, if you remember, Cam Ward did this last year, Pat. Remember, he declared for the NFL draft and then did a U-turn and went to Miami. And my quick brush on making some calls on this today is that Miami would loom as the favorite for Carson Beck. They right now don't have an incumbent starter at quarterback. Mario Cristobal has shown an affinity from the success that Cam Ward has had to have an established guy come in. There obviously is going to be the lingering issue of Beck's elbow, which would probably cause him to miss part of spring. We might have to adjust spring around him. So again, that's not confirmed or done, but I think if you're handicapping where he could go, that would certainly be one of the options. Texas Tech has been pushing hard for a starting quarterback as well. So I think that they could loom in the background here too. But look, Carson Beck is going to be a healthy Carson Beck would be a top of market quarterback. He's a frontline starter who did not obviously play great this year, but he has first round talent. There's a lot of belief in him. Remember the poll we did at Cal that morning had, I think, 5 of the 20 NFL scouts that I talked to thought Carson Beck was the best quarterback in this draft on October 5th, I believe it was. So there is a strong talent base there, and there will be a market for Carson Beck, especially when you funnel it through the fact that the quarterback needy places really need them now, because there won't be there just won't be a lot of high-end quarterbacks left in the market.
We talked to Lombardi earlier, the general manager of North Carolina. He said the draft is becoming a senior draft because of how much money you can make through the NIL and through the revenue sharing that's coming in college. So it might keep people in college longer at these high-profile positions, especially if they're not projected to be top 10 anymore or something like that. What is a market for a quarterback like Carson Beck? How much money? Is that millions? Like, what is the number you think in most cases?
Yeah, I would say that, just to give people context, an average power conference starter is in the 700,000 to $1 million range at this point. And your high end guys, I've heard numbers eclipsing $3 million this year in this market. We're at and Ty's going to get excited because I'm going to use some big words here. We're at a odd confluence in the market, Pat, where the places that had large NIL stashes, now basically these guys can double dip. You can unload all the NIL money you had because you have rev share money coming. You'd mentioned the date where that's supposed to be formalized by Judge Wilkins. So right now it's almost like the market is flooded and guys are getting overpaid. And so I would think that, Carson Beck over $2 million would just be my general estimate, would be about the market where he has. And it's just exponentially bigger than it was a year ago.
That's awesome. I hope Carson Beck gets his money. Good luck to him. And thank you so much, Pete. Can't wait to watch you tonight on College Game Day, 6 p.m. Eastern, live from the Orange Bowl.
Thanks, Pat. See you soon.
All right. See you, Pete.
Go get him. Yeah, Pete.
That's the authority. So the flu's not a big deal.
No.
Couple guys pooped, couple guys puked.
That's all.
It's playoff football.
To
Might be nervous.
Pete's point about the guys getting kind of double dipping now, I also can't remember who I was listening to, but there was a lot of talk of these schools front loading contracts and giving the guys a bunch of money now, kind of like NFL teams do, so that when the decision is made on April 8th or whatever it is, that money's already been given to them, so it won't go against their cap next year.
Oh yeah. I've had a little bit of an eye on the portal.
Sure.
And how these deals are going with all what West Virginia's doing. Don't look now.
Thanks. Running back coming to Ohio State.
You guys made
Hey, it's all right. Yeah, CJ, good luck out there. Good luck out there, CJ Dahn. He'll be good. He'll be a good Buckeye.
The other one's staying in Morgantown.
Yeah, he'll be a good Buckeye. Yeah, sticking around. White sticking around. Nico Mozzarella coming, sticking around. We got some transfers at wide receiver. Got some transfers at linebacker. We got
Don't know
some
if Nico's playing with the guy they're bringing in.
Agreed. And there's also a freshman that is on the team still that is a guy. Bring the old ball club back.
Yeah.
Old DC's coaching again.
Okay.
We're bringing, it is. West Virginia's going to win. Neil Brown, good guy.
Great guy.
Good guy. He was able to win 6 games a year.
Bingo.
Okay. So I will assume.
Think about that.
That we will get some wins in the Big 12. Now, there's some teams that have come out of nowhere, certainly. BYU, holy hell. Arizona State, what is that out of nowhere? Iowa State, is he going to be there?
I don't know. Sounds like it's kind of a done deal to the Bears. So hate that for everybody in Ames.
Why is that always? His name
he's an unbelievable. He's a great coach. He is a great coach. A couple years ago, they were talking. He almost got They were talking about him as a finalist for the Lions job before Dan Campbell got it. And several years ago, he was also like a finalist for the Jets job. So his name has been up there. But I think it's one of those things. Like, he is the best coach that Iowa State has ever had. So I think he knows he has that job forever. He is it doesn't matter what he does. He's coming off their most successful season ever. So it's kind of one of those things where, do you want to go to a situation where you're going to go to potentially like a shitty NFL team and just flame out in a couple years? And I'm sure Iowa State would take him back, but he's the toast of the town in Ames. So I don't know why he'd want to leave.
Interesting. Big 12, West Virginia's coming. Everybody needs to know that. I think a lot of teams are also scared to pay people right now because there is another transfer portal coming after spring ball. So, you pay somebody now, they come in for spring ball, they hate it, they're back in the transfer portal.
It happened a bunch last year.
And they haven't wasted a season yet either because it's just spring ball. So, I think there is a lot of people that are a little bit scared on when they spend their money. All right, speaking of money, let's go ahead and pour money where our mouth is. Let's pick the entire spread, shall we?
Go.
Super wild card week. I cannot believe that they're trying to take Super out of it.
Bullshit.
So dumb.
So dumb.
We got a Super Bowl and we got Super Wild Card weekend. They're bookending the NFL postseason for a reason because the postseason's super. What are they doing? Why are they doing it? I don't like it one bit. AJ, I heard you like it, that they're getting rid of the Super Wild Card weekend.
No.
I heard that you love the fact that they're not going to be doing any more stupid marketing for a weekend that's already gigantic. I heard you want it just to be Wild Card weekend.
Whose decision was this? Did we ever nail it down on who did this?
I assume there was a room full of brilliant people who
had a 9-hour meeting to talk about it over 3 different days.
Had to get approved by 3 different SVPs, I assume, before it gets to somebody who maybe can have some sort of it might not even make it to somebody that actually makes good decisions. It might just be, this might have been a decision that was made here and then we're done with it.
Why do they? I don't like that they said they are quietly moving away from it. If you're going to do it, own it. Just say, no, we're not doing it anymore.
Wild card's no longer super. Fucking deal with it.
Yeah.
They should say.
I can at least I can disagree, but I respect how
But
you
it is super. They said it's still super, but not named super. So dumb.
You think it's
They'll do the right thing.
Spectacular?
They'll change it back.
No, they won't.
Don't take spectacular. It's our draft show.
That's a good point.
Draft spectacular.
It's Super Wild Card weekend.
I mean, they had a winner.
And don't do suspendus.
That's it.
Last time somebody got
Sensational. That works.
Sensational wild card weekend?
No, it's super wild card weekend.
I'm just spitballing ideas.
But it could be sensational divisional round.
You could do it with S words.
The wild card.
Yeah. Wild card.
Oh, you're right. We
Yeah, you could do that.
too.
Wicka
Yeah,
wild card.
Yeah.
Wicka wow.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. If they're going to roll out something else, then maybe we'll appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, boys.
We're rolling the
Riggs,
field.
beautiful.
Once again, remember this turf was grown 80 miles north of here. Stephen Ross said, I don't want to be dependent on other people's sod. We will make our own Bermuda grass. We will change this 8 to 10 times a year. And this Bermuda grass is getting rolled over so that there isn't a lot of slick stuff happening
They're fixing it
around.
right now. They're fixing it right now, so I take back everything I said earlier. I should have known better.
Tell you what, I iron a T-shirt. Okay, I enjoy doing that. Pretty good with the iron. Hit that steam thing on it.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they're doing in this field right now. They're ironing the field.
That's smart.
Fast track.
It looks amazing. Looks like field turf.
And if they do it 8 to 10 times a year, they know what they're doing. It's going to be great.
It's the only thing they do know how to do.
Grow your own grass.
What?
What do you mean?
They don't know how to win playoff games.
They know how to put people in motion on offense.
They do.
Yeah, and confused quarterback.
That looks cool.
Which quarterback?
Whoever's playing that day.
Not Super Tua.
I don't know. From what we heard from Tua, sounds like it was a little bit much.
I heard he hurt his hip because he was sending too many people in motion. Too much.
Has been talked about. Maybe Gumpy should mention it every once in a while. Let's pick every game on Super Wildcard Weekend. First one, Chargers traveling to take on the Houston Texans. The AFC South champions take on Wildcard Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers favored by 3, have certainly played great football as of late. The Houston Texans get Azeez Al-Shaair back on the defensive side. Remember, he was suspended for 3 games for numerous violations
Too
of
physical. Too physical.
Yeah,
the NFL team. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, the grass ironers are back. Seem to have a little bit of a power to it. I don't know if that's steam like I like to use when I'm on the iron or if that's potentially...
Sounds like you might have chewed up a chain link or something.
That's diesel.
Good bit of power.
I like how they're doing it numerically. You know, starting at the 10.
Counting down.
Down to 1.
Yeah.
What?
I was just going to say they could have started on that side, but I'm glad they started out here.
No, this is their side.
Yeah.
This is their side.
Who's on that side?
They'll get down there.
That's Penn State down there.
Oh.
That's Penn State.
The other one.
Those are Notre Dame's
We
guys.
got fans behind the
Those
heated
are the other
benches,
guys.
too.
Come on.
All right, let's pick Super Wildcard Weekend. Chargers favored by 3. Hot. Houston Texans obviously beat the hell out of the Titans last week, but haven't been playing their best ball. CJ Stroud says he likes being the underdog. Those are the type of dogs that everybody likes.
What, the underdogs?
Yeah, other than the overdogs,
The underdogs, the other guys.
those are the underdogs.
Yeah, in this situation, Texans are the underdogs even though they're at home, but I don't know, you look at those other guys. I wouldn't want to be playing those other guys this weekend.
Do you like those guys or no?
Who, the Chargers?
No, the
under guys, the underdogs or the other guys?
the other guys.
I like the other guys a lot in this game, especially because we love C.J. Stroud. He's kind of potting a bit in that press conference.
Not the under guys though. You don't like the under guys?
No. You know what my favorite movie is though?
What is it?
The Other Guys.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Des Pops. Is that?
Yeah.
Yep.
You guys are doing a great job. What movie is that?
The Other Guys.
Oh, I thought it was a different movie. I thought it was the Utter movie. The Utter movie. Stanford Steve is here, right over there, as Ty Schmidt. He's very happy to have a Stanford Steve.
That's a new one. That
is within the last 3 weeks or so.
Great one.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, I really enjoy it too because how much we enjoy Stanford Steve. The standard is standard. He's wearing a Tomlin T-shirt.
Yeah, he is. He knows.
He knows the deal. Hey, you want to come up here? I don't know if we have a microphone, but if you want to just kind of
share, you can share with.
We're picking games right now. We're picking the wild card.
This thing's right in between my legs.
Hey, why don't you sit on the?
Yeah, the other side over here.
Other one?
Yeah.
AP Tone. What's up, boys?
Hey, do you have an AP vote?
No.
No. Does Scott?
No.
No, he doesn't. Did he ever get offered one? Did he turn it down?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll confirm it, though.
I did not want one, and I would have taken one if that would have taken to get Tone one. But whenever we were both offered up one, I was very happy that I did not have to decide anything, and Tone has to do it all. And I think Tone is kind of regretting it after having to actually do the entire process. Let's pick the Super Wild Card Weekend. Scott, are you guys still calling it Super Wild Card Weekend or no?
I believe so.
should.
You should.
Okay.
I hope so.
Don't let the NFL stop you from
Is he the official scorekeeper here?
Yeah, just little reminders.
All right.
Little reminders. Chargers at Texans. Chargers favored by 3, playing very hot. How do you see this one going, Stanford? Steve, you like the other guys or the under guys?
The underdogs. Home dog. I know Texans, everybody's wanted more from them all year.
And it takes the tractor another round. Another round. Another round.
Those guys
Another.
are not missing one spot.
No, they are
I mean,
not.
it's unreal.
And once they hit one spot, they hit another spot.
And then another, and another, and another.
I like the Texans.
Texans
Win the
at-
game.
Oh, money line. Don't need the points. Okay, D-Butt, who do you like? How do you like it?
You know how much I love the Chargers. Justin Herbert and the Chargers, I think they go win, and I think they win big. You talk about teams being hot, playing hot. He's had his best game of the season, going into a hostile environment, but they pull out the win.
Okay, AJ, who do you like?
I'm with Stanford Steve here. I like the home dogs. I think getting Al-Shire back on defense. I love what they're doing. Give me the Texans.
Okay, Nico's back too, right? That's a big deal. He's playing great. They don't have, obviously, they have injuries across the board. 3 points feels like a lot, doesn't it? This feels like it's going to be a close one. Giving it Chargers -3. Steelers. Oh, I don't like that at all.
Why not?
Just talk to Harbaugh.
Oh, yeah.
Toughest team.
Then we talked to the
other guy.
And then the
other guy, too.
And then we went into the kitchen and talked to.
Yeah, the other chef.
And then we went into the equipment room and we talked to.
The other equipment guys.
And then we talked
all
to
the other players, too, in the locker room.
And training staff, we saw.
All them other guys as well.
Give me the Chargers.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go to the next game here.
If the
Pittsburgh
Rose Bowl
Steelers.
was in Houston, they would have hosted us as well. They're a very great organization that loves us as well.
Who's that? The Texans?
Yeah.
11 deep. You think they would have let us just walk around that building?
I do.
All access?
Anytime we ask them for anybody, they give them.
With Raw and Netflix coming up, Casario's a big mark. He would have been hoping you to come.
You're right. I love the Texans down there. I'm a big fan of the Texans. You got Stranglehold in the AFC South, which is the hardest division in football. I'll take the Houston Texans representing the AFC South.
There we go.
Steelers, Ravens. I should have took the other guys. Steelers, Ravens. Ravens favored by 9.5 at home. This is absurd. This is going to be awesome for Hard Knocks on Tuesdays inside the AFC North. Russell Wilson and TJ Watt have lost 4 straight to end the season. Will they make it 5 in Baltimore with the Baltimore Ravens playing better than any other team in the NFL? There was a point differential that Adam Schefter tweeted out that he got a stat from Hembo. And against teams that are good teams, the Baltimore Ravens have the highest point, like plus 138 or something like that. And then the next closest team is Detroit. I think it's like plus 60 or 36. There it is. Baltimore plus 112, Detroit plus 36, Philly plus 29. These are against playoff teams. Baltimore has pummeled the good football teams. Now, will that remain? Will that continue? Pittsburgh has gotten their asses beat by playoff teams thus far, -30. Stanford Steve, how do you see this AFC North rivalry matchup playing out?
Familiarity. As much as the Ravens have played lights out lately, that stretch of 3 games in 11 days, they were awesome, going undefeated. Plenty was made of it. Pittsburgh keeps it close. Give me the points.
Okay, Steelers plus 9.5. I'm sure there's some sort of stat about the Ravens and Steelers plus 5, I think, because we talked about it earlier in the season.
3.
Plus 3?
It was the dog. A dog of 3 or more was, 17 and 18 and 1. Tomlin was 13-0 in that situation.
How do you feel about your Steelers covering?
Money line.
Whoa.
Tony Dogs, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Here we
go.
Steelers, here we go. Pittsburgh's going to the Super Bowl.
Here we go.
Hey, when you twirl a towel, Steve, if you were to, I'm not saying you do it on a regular basis. Right hand, you're holding like this here? Yeah, if you're to twirl, how would you twirl that thing if you had to? Okay, yep. Yeah, that way.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good twirl.
What else do you do?
We had a guy twirling it the other way.
The other way.
Yeah.
I was hoping to get that out
Here he is.
there.
Here he is. Look, he's twirling it the other way. Look at the back.
Wow.
I don't even know how it's possible. It is going the other way, though. That's like hitting the head, rubbing his stomach, though. Instead of doing it the opposite directions there. It's really
Sorry,
impressive.
you guys aren't coordinated enough
hard
to do
to
that.
do.
I apologize.
Very athletic.
It is, because you got to get the wrist involved.
Yeah,
in
it's
that.
good wrist movement.
Yeah, you got to get the wrist involved in that. You got to do that. Here we go. D-Butch. Here we go. You like Tone? Moneyline Pittsburgh Steelers? You like Stanford Steve? Steelers plus 9.5?
You know what? The trend is typically your friend, and you talked about the +5. And this game is always a battle that's so familiar with each other. But
trend is your friend.
The two-time MVP is on an absolute mission this year. He will be missing his top receiver. He hasn't practiced Zay Flowers. But I'm going Lamar Jackson and the Ravens and our guy Kyle Van Noy to win and to cover a 9.5-point spread on Super Wild Card Weekend.
Moore's first playoff win. That'd be fun.
Well, he's won a playoff game before.
Yeah,
Has he?
Yeah, he has.
He's won a couple.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
Has he?
And so is Van Noy.
Yeah,
He's
a
won
lot.
few of them.
Van Noy's won a lot over there.
Champ.
Yeah.
And
Super Bowls.
Harbaugh, he's going 1-0. That's the only thing he's worried about. And did you ever read the Bible when it said about vengeance?
No.
Should watch Hard Knocks. Harbaugh had the boys buzzing because of a little bit of
I
something.
mute it when they come on.
Vengeance is yours.
That's right.
I
Says
thought
it in the Bible.
vengeance was the Lord's.
Well, I think he was comparing a situation to being vengeful.
It's also a dish best served cold, and it's going to be cold in Baltimore.
How are the crab cakes going to be?
Top notch. I mean, Jimmy's never takes the day off.
Did they start? They didn't start COVID.
Well,
They did.
They definitely started the cicada outbreak.
Oh, yeah. I forgot they had the cicada parade.
Yep.
They started COVID, too. They were over there in China.
I don't think that's true.
Those goofballs were
That's
over
where they
there.
get their crab from.
Did you say goofballs, Gump? You're calling
So
the Jimmy
everybody
Seafood guys goofballs?
When they were over in China, when they were doing that, they were goofballs.
I think they're going to be so mad that you just said what you just said. I think they're going to legit be like, hey, we say a lot of stuff about each other. That's too far.
They sent me a package for Christmas, and I DM'd John Makadakis.
That's not his name.
Spagadakis.
A video. I threw that package right in the garbage. I said, it's playoff time, brother. See you after.
No, what they pieced together for Christmas was awesome.
Oh, you guys got? Oh, okay.
It's a full package. Sent it to the office. They sent it to you.
Oh, okay.
It was to you as well.
Okay, they were definitely over there then.
No, it was.
I know I didn't get anything.
They made it out to you, and I think Ty's name was on there as well. Everybody's name was on there. D Butch was on there. AJ was on there. Even all the
Yeah, all the other guys, too.
yeah, we're on there.
Makadakis can go to hell then.
I don't think you guys are saying his name right. You like Baltimore?
Yep.
You
Love
like the
them.
Steelers plus 9.5. AJ, who do you like?
I like Baltimore -9.
9.5.
I guess it is. Yeah, man. I think like D-Bud said. Look at, I mean, the stats don't really lie too much. I kind of like that stat. They're beating up on playoff teams.
Beating the shit
They're the
out of
only
them.
team in the league beating up on playoff teams.
Trend is your friend. This trend right here, certainly a trend we should be paying attention to, you know? Plus 112?
By a huge margin.
They beat the Bills by like 40.
All right, how about this?
Or whatever.
Because I didn't think you guys gave maximum effort during the Here We Go.
Oh,
Talking to you.
In the video?
I didn't see that weight move at all. Did you?
no,
just
he
got
couldn't
done
roll
with
it.
the set.
I
Actually,
didn't even see it spin. They couldn't even move it like this.
no rolling.
Before I saw
I didn't want to
that
be a
move.
hardo on the internet showing off.
Yeah, he repped it like 5 times with the terrible towel in his hand.
Where was I? I was over the other
Ah,
side.
you were just walking up.
I was on the.
Yeah, other side of the office.
Yeah. I saw him repping.
I didn't see that.
Didn't even need Nick to spot him, honestly.
Bingo.
The guy that was doing the other way.
Yeah, he didn't need me.
How many reps you get?
5.
I'll take the Ravens.
Oh. -9.5.
I don't like it at all,
It's a lot of points. So many points.
especially in this
Is it?
rivalry. They know each other so well. Why did the Steelers go to the stadium to practice?
I thought I saw a tweet that the outdoor fields at their facility are too warm,
So they don't have outdoor fields.
and they wanted to be in conditions.
Cincinnati Bengals didn't have an indoor facility, and the Steelers don't have an outdoor facility.
Bingo.
Russ used to do that with the Seahawks too.
What?
Go practice at the stadium before they won the Super Bowl.
Oh, remember he did that full practice by himself too. Whenever he had his thumb finger
In
thing,
Pittsburgh.
the hammer finger, the hammer. Is that what it was called?
Yeah, something like that.
He busted his middle finger. Remember that? And he did the full walkthrough at the. It's good calling out the things. Maybe that is what it was. Maybe it was bring team together. Give me the Steelers plus 9.5.
Does George Pickens have a hammer finger when he plays in the cold?
What are you talking about?
Hammer brain.
What are you talking about? You think he hasn't shown up in a bit here?
Saw a lot of dropsies last week.
Yeah, but it's playoff football. He'll be back. Give me the Ravens minus 9.5. Give me the Ravens minus 9.5. Then let's go to Sunday, shall we? Have Super Wildcard Weekend. Broncos, Bills. Bills favored by 8.5 at home. Stanford Steve, how do you feel about Bo Nix, Sean Payton, Josh Allen?
I absolutely love Denver here. All the pressure now is on Buffalo. Saw Sean Payton talk about the youth is dangerous when you get to the playoffs. Inexperienced, I haven't been there. I think they're a capable football team. Secondary's back healthy, right, DB?
Yep. Riley Moss back out.
Denver plus the points.
D-Butch?
You know what? Denver's a feisty ball club. They've had a great year. I actually like them to cover. It's 8.5 points. I like them to cover. They'll keep it close. They're going to play a lot of man-to-man coverage, so I am interested to see how Josh Allen will dice them up, but I think they keep it close with Bo Nix in this offense. So give me the Broncos plus 8.5.
What's the weather up there?
It's cold with a little bit of wind, but no, not like any snowy.
No crazy snow? And I don't even know who that would benefit Josh, I think.
Yes.
Obviously, if it was insane. But Bo's not, scared to play in a little weather. Neither are the Denver Broncos. AJ Hawk, who do you like?
I like the Denver Broncos here. I think the Bills win, but I think the Broncos will cover. I love what this Broncos defense can do.
Everything that you guys are saying means we got a great game here. 1 o'clock on Sunday. I like that. I'll continue to trend. Give me the Broncos.
Wow, what?
I would do that as well, yeah. I was going to pick the Bills, of course.
Josh Allen just got engaged. This is the best Josh Allen we've ever seen.
He's going to play great. He's going to play great. He's going to win, I think.
I'm not even a Bills guy.
32, 5 to 7 mile wins.
Oh, that's beautiful.
What are you saying? You're saying we need to think about the other side?
I mean, they beat the fuck out of so many teams this year. They didn't even play last week. It was a bye week last week.
I'll take the Buffalo Bills. I'll take the Buffalo.
He's engaged, guys.
Yeah, I forgot.
running out of ink.
He's in love.
I'll take the Buffalo
Everyone is
Bills.
crossed out.
Green Bay Packers, Philadelphia Eagles, Pack going in without Christian Watson, obviously tears his ACL, without, full confidence in what they can be, but certainly have had glimpses of greatness both on the offensive side and on the defensive side, including against this Eagles team so long ago. Saquon Barkley and the boys rest the final game of the season instead of going for the rushing king title, which is certainly something everybody would love. A lot of heat on Sirianni all damn year. If they were to lose at home as 4.5-point favorites, it would obviously get to a fever pitch. How do you see this Sunday afternoon game going, Stanford Steve?
Every Super Wild Card weekend, you got to find the blowout. I believe this is the blowout.
Wow.
Give me
Bad
the Eagles
take.
minus the points.
Oh, I thought he was going to say the Packers there, Ty. I thought he was going to say it was the Packers. You knew he was going the other way?
No, I'm just saying I'm taking the other side. All the pressure's on the Eagles. We're getting Hurts. Who knows how healthy he's going to be? Guy hasn't played in 2 weeks. Yeah, I mean, the Packers are fucking limping in. They've looked like shit. Absolute shit.
Really?
Shite, you could argue.
Wow.
But
hammered dog shite.
Yeah, hammered dog shite. You could argue that. But this is a better team than last year's team. Last year's team got in the playoffs, and they beat the fucking shit out of the Cowboys on the road.
Yeah. Cowboys
Josh Jacobs
same as
is the
this
dog.
Eagles. Eagles just won. Did they just win? No, Lane Johnson won.
He won a Trenchy.
Oh, yeah, he did win Trenchy.
And the Eagles won the Trenchy.
They won the Trenchy, right? Mm-hmm. They won the offensive line of the year. Philadelphia.
Trenchy.
They did. I mean, Packers had a guy who rushed for 1,400 yards as well. It's not like their offensive line's not hammered dog shite. I understand the Eagles is very good. I get Saquon's.
Trenchy. They want a damn Trenchy.
I know they want a Trenchy.
With long hair, brother.
I know. I know. I'm siding with Lombo. I'm taking the Packers. What are we talking about?
D-Butch, who do you like?
Hey, speaking of the Trenchy and the trenches, Eagles got the edge. Give me the Eagles to win, the Eagles to cover. Yeah, they win by at least a touchdown.
Go ahead, AJ.
I'm going to take the Packers. I think the Packers either win this game or they lose by double digits.
Okay, just like Stanford Steve
I think
said.
it's one of those games.
It's either going one way or
the other way.
I'll take the Eagles in this one. Nick Sirianni, obviously, coaching for a lot there. Washington Commanders, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That situation with Mike Evans at the end of last week's game was awesome. That was a one-score game. Could have certainly been a pick six, but instead, the entire team said this guy needs to get 11 straight seasons with 1,000 yards. This guy needs to tie Jerry Rice. This guy also is going to get a $3 million bonus because this team loves him. They celebrated so hard for him. Vibes can't be anything other than immaculate. And then for the Washington Commanders, what a year, what a turnaround, what a time. The Buccaneers are favored by 3 at home. Going to be hot there in Tampa, or is it going to be the same shit as here? What is the weather in Tampa? Is it going to be colder?
Come on, weather man.
Well, where's Cantori? Where's Jim Cantori?
Probably Texas.
Or he might be.
Maybe with the Fires.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah.
Commanders won 12 games this year. You know how many teams they beat that are in the playoffs?
How many?
1. And that was with Kenny Pickett. Chargers also beat one team that's playoffs. They beat Denver twice. Does that stuff matter? I don't think so when you have Daniels. I like Washington plus the points.
Wow. That went one way and then another, didn't it?
Yeah,
Stanford
I
Steve
like
kind of
that.
took us on a walk there.
Good
It
team.
was like we were on the F1 track outside. We were fucking zigging and zagging.
Truly.
And we're going all over the place. Go ahead, Tone.
65 and sunny.
Oh, it's perfect.
Okay.
Oh, it sounds perfect. I thought that's what it was going to be down here. Instead, that's up there in Tampa, and that's where the Hulkster is, right?
That is where the Hulkster is.
And at
The other guy?
Jimmy Hart. Right?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Is he up there as well?
Yeah.
I think so. D-Butch, who do you like? How do you like it?
I loved what I saw last week, just like you did with Mike Evans and his team, and they got a run game. I think AQ talked about him when he was on the show yesterday. The run game, the juice that Bucky Irving has brought. I am concerned about that defensive side of the ball, and I'm going to expect that Marshawn Lattimore shows up, and he is Mike Evans' arch nemesis. So give me the Commies to win this one straight up.
Whoa.
Nice.
Commies straight up, he said. Doesn't need the points. AJ Hawk, how do you feel?
Man, D-But's got me thinking on this one.
Oh, no, he's waffling.
I'm tough because I love what Baker and what Tampa Bay does,
Yeah.
but I also love what they're doing in Washington. Give me Washington.
Okay.
I'll take the Bucks. I'll take the Bucks favored by 3 at home. Just that Mike Evans football god thing. You know, I think
Him
football
and
god.
Lattimore have had some battles. That's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, and Baker knows. Baker's going to be doing his whole
Bake shit.
Yeah, his whole what up.
They beat the Eagles last year.
What is he doing?
He goes, what up? He ran a guy over. They were down in the fourth quarter. I saw the video, and they said this.
Oh, yeah.
And he stepped on top of the guy on the Saints and just walked over top of him. And then there was a big fight that started. It was like a hockey player starting a fight to kind of rally the boys whenever you're down. Baker Mayfield's a player. I don't think we appreciate and respect the competitive spirit of Baker Mayfield enough. He's just a gamer. The guy is just a gamer. I assume it's in everything. I assume it's in everything that he does that is competitive. He's got the juice, always going to fight. I like the Buccaneers. Not that Jaden Daniels isn't, but I like the Buccaneers. And then Monday Night Football. Will it be played in Los Angeles or will it be played in Phoenix, Arizona? We are not 100% sure. We'll obviously all watch with bated breath about what's going on in Los Angeles. We can't help but say sorry to everybody that's going through that. That has to be catastrophic and horrific and scary as hell. So obviously positive T's and P's over there for the Los Angeles. Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua and the boys host the Minnesota Vikings, who have been a absolute wagon, except for against the Detroit Lions. A lot of Minnesota Vikings fans said, oh no, here we go again. After losing to the Lions for the number 1 seed in the NFC. They are in it for being the best team in the National Football Conference in the NFC. They lose to the Lions, and Vikings fans can't help but say, Fugays. We're not going to do it. I think it's because they've been punished so much. I think it's different this year. What do you say, Stanford Steve?
What is it, 1? Rams -1. I'm absolute talk.
No, Vikings.
Vikings minus. Oh. I still think the world of McVay as a play caller. I think it's huge that Sam Darnold got that bad game out of his system. I expect it to be high scoring. I'm going to go Rams.
Okay, Rams, whether it's in Phoenix or in LA, doesn't matter?
No.
Okay, Darius J. Butler, do
You
you
want to pick
agree?
this now? Pick it Monday, too. Just in case it gets moved.
That's right, Stanford Steve.
Yeah, we got Steve's pick, though.
All right.
I'm in.
Good pick.
Thank you, Steve.
I'm not waffling.
Hey, that was great work out of you. Thank you.
Yeah, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
Steve, you're a lot better than the...
Yeah, that other guy who shows up sometimes.
How many udders did we get in there with him?
Oh, man.
20 plus.
Good amount. Yeah, 25 was my guess, yeah.
We've been told that they're going to be rehearsing the national anthem here in a couple of moments. We want to stick around until that so we showcase it.
Okay.
Didn't we?
Yeah. If it's happening, you have to show it.
Who's singing? Do we know?
I think it's
Beyonce?
Styx. I think it sticks. There's a little plane up top that says "We Are Penn State." Obviously, they're all in on the sky and on the field. I don't even know if we're allowed to show the rehearsal. We would, though.
I assume they're going to wait till we're done.
We would. Yeah, we would like to. All right, yeah, I was just giving information that is not how this goes. Just know that we wanted to, and we would have stood, and we would have even done this, even though we're not in the military. And they say that you shouldn't if you're not. But
yeah, I probably wouldn't have.
You wouldn't. But I'm saying, remember.
I remember. I'll sing.
that was right.
I'll sing it. I'll mouth it.
Remember, Strahan's family is in the military, right?
Yeah.
Like grew up in.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Those are goofballs.
These guys are fucking goofballs.
So many goofballs these days.
Yeah.
Just like us.
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here. Boys in the truck, great work back there, boys. Foxy, really good work in the truck. Fosso, he's got a good tan, doesn't he? Check that back shot out there.
Wow.
Fosso,
That baby
essentially,
Foss.
that guy essentially runs the show. Never forget it. You know, you got a good. Thank you, Foz. College Game Day, 6 o'clock. The wonderful people that set up this set will obviously be transitioning it over to Game Day, where we kick off the semifinals of the college football playoff. Boys, great work.
Great work.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait to call the game night on the sideline.
Yep.
Wait.
It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a heavyweight fight.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys want to predict what happens in tomorrow's game? Because they're not going to be here? No, we're calling it. We don't pick these games.
Bingo.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change your life. We are back on Monday. And for this show, there's going to be so much that has happened by Monday.
Yeah.
So much that has happened. So Overreaction Monday should be absolutely absurd. We can't thank you enough for allowing us to do this for a living. And we're going to continue to try to bring it every day.
That's right.
Except for tomorrow. And any other day we're not.
We'll make it
Tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night.
Bring tomorrow night.
Still bring it.
We like to bring the booms out of the building.
Yeah.
I didn't know they're doing Yelp reviews.
Me neither.
They do it all.
You know, we like to boom out the place. There's only one. Kind of a shitty. They were bummed out.
They were bummed out big time.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. That's how many booms tonight's going to be.
Yeah.
We try to count them. Did you guys keep up those 74?
78.
78.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, 80 big booms.
There you go.
80 big booms for tonight. Obviously, how this is going to go. You are the greatest people on earth. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change your life. We're in this thing together. Team on me. Team on three. 1, 2, 3. Team. Goodbye.